A slightly blurred gray blob begins to form near the center of our vision, accompanied by a slowly amplifying ringing hum. The concussive blast and force from the explosion, explosive charges, and subsequent arcane blasts of the crystal monolith's destruction were enough to scatter many of you across this foggy battlefield. We flash back from Xerxes' point of view, far across the way as he watches Dyson set the charge on the smooth surface of the purple crystal monolith, physically assaulting, or psychically assaulting the party. Physically, too, probably. Knowing full well that this blast could be the only chance of taking it down, but unsure what the collateral damage may be. And then an immense explosion. First concussive force and flames, followed by a sudden flash of purple energy and a psychic wave from the shattering monolith. And then blinding white light. Back to the darkness and the ringing tinnitus. Bringing back to our map here, so we can remember what this battlefield looked like. We'll start with Xerxes, watching on. He sees all this kind of happen in an instant, and he braces for that blast of energy that's coming his way, and he's just kind of scattered with dirt and muck as it hits him. Little pebbles fly by his head. Seems like he is just outside the range of anything to happen to him. Thalig and Saru, you brace for this concussive blast of explosive force, fire, and crystalline shrapnel. But it seems the explosion loses enough lethal energy before reaching your position. But as soon as that relief kind of sets in, this unseen psychic wave blasts through your brains. And I just need a wisdom saving throw from the two of you at advantage.
Did you say Thalig and Saru?
Yep. Starting with Thalig and Saru. Don't worry, we're getting closer.
Who's Saru?
God, he's a giant cat on the screen. I miss Saru. Lagandu. Advantage seems to have helped a lot there. Okay. Steven, you standing in your sphere of darkness are also caught in the blast zone, having only seconds to avoid the fiery explosion of the charges and crystalline shrapnel hurtling your way. I need a dexterity saving throw followed by a wisdom saving throw from you, both at normal, unless for some reason you have some other.
Well, some things don't change, and Roll20 isn't cooperating. So if you want to keep on reading, whenever it hey, here we go. As you said, dex save.
Dex and then wisdom. And finally, Dyson. You knew exactly the risk and were willing to put yourself directly into harm's way in order to fall this crystalline monolith. You do what little you can do to shield yourself from the upcoming explosion as you slap the charge onto the glassy surface. And a dex save at disadvantage, followed by a regular wisdom save, if you will, as you are directly next to the explosion.
Are these things considered magical?
The The first explosion is not. The second thing is maybe.
So disadvantage on the first. And then
It is magical, but it's not a spell, if that matters.
it's spell or magical for my shield.
Great. Then you're good.
So still
yeah.
disadvantage on the dex. But then,
And then advantage on
on psychic.
Butte.
And that was a wisdom, right?
And then a wisdom, yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll start with the. I guess we'll start with the wisdom damage because that's the furthest out. Up. Who failed my wisdom saving throws? Salig failed wisdom. Lagandu failed wisdom. And Dyson failed wisdom. Steven, you'll take half. Everyone else will take full. Psychic. Damoni. I love just starting out, just dealing damage. Very fun. Psychic damage incoming. 27 points of psychic damage.
I still take half.
Butte. And anyone that failed is technically stunned. But it really matters. Because this all happens simultaneously. And then we'll do the explosion damage. Steven and Dyson, you'll both take the fire damage as follows. Full fire. 32. Good rolls. So I assume Dyson is just kind of thrown through the air in his stunned state, impacting into the marsh as he kind of bounces along there. Our giant cat that is not Saru does fall to the ground during this.
How high was the rock up?
Only 10 feet.
Oh, okay. So I don't take fall damage.
No, and it's like marshy ground underneath you, so you just get kind of thrown and fall. The stun probably, doesn't help, but it's fine in this situation. The ringing fades as you kind of like come out of this and come to. And our view is now kind of from the ground, I suspect from Dyson's point of view. After this ringing kind of fades, and he's looking up into the dark sky of the marsh, see now purple light gone, which was illuminating this area. And as that ringing fades in your ears, you start to, hear the rest of the party moving around you. Likely rushing towards the fallen giant cat. I don't know if he stays giant, but it's more fun if he does for now. And Dyson, as you're laying there on your back, just staring up, like slowly feeling your, stunned nature, like coming back to you. You watch as the dark sky slowly moves from black to like a charcoal, to a dull gray, and then eventually into what appears to be just overcast sky. Which you would expect maybe midday sky.
So a bit more normal.
Definitely not darkness. Definitely not nighttime. And that's where we'll jump in. So you're out of combat. And you've destroyed a tower.
I will drop my magical darkness and hustle over to Lagandu and pour a potion of healing downstairs.
Xerxes is going to fly over and check on Dyson, see how he's doing in the marsh after that mad dash.
Seven points, Lagandu.
Lagandu, as you come to, you too see that there is light around this place now. I mean, overcast sky, but compared to what it was, this is very bright.
Did we get it, Xerxes?
It appears that we did. In fact, it looks like that spell has been broken.
We made the right call then.
This should give us a reprieve from the dogs, at least for a little bit.
I think I'm just gonna lay here for a moment.
I think you earned it.
Your chargers pack quite a wallop. But nothing a good old legionnaire can't handle.
The soldiers of your people must be quite brave if they're anything like you.
Oh yes, you should see us rain from the skies. It's quite a sight.
Rain from the sky?
Surely you saw me fly just now. I'm not the only one in the Legion that can do that.
I'd like to see that one day.
Maybe.
As long as they're on our side. Holy shit, Ivan.
Oh. Yeah. Well, if only we had a way to bring them here. We could definitely bring it to that fortress in the middle.
I do have to wonder what the effects of the spell being broken will have on the keep in the middle. Perhaps it's lessened their forces.
And what was going on here right before we attacked? It didn't seem like everyone was getting along.
I gave up trying to interpret monsters' actions long ago.
Lagandu, you with us? How you feeling?
Better. It'll be okay.
I like to picture that was like a meow, like he meowed.
Yeah.
I, for one, look forward to the time that Cross runs and a campaign in Othello, so we can all be Dragon Legionnaires.
Maybe one day.
All
Guys,
right.
I've got to say, you took the full brunt of that blast, and you look better than Daelig Lagandu or myself. I didn't know you were literally made of metal.
Metal of mind, for sure. We're taught to fear nothing in the Legion.
I mean, that was clear. That. No questions there. That I threw that out a while ago. Just, it was quite an explosion.
We needed these outsiders to get outside of our realm. And it was what needed to be done.
Well, anytime we have to do that again, I guess Dyson's are
Well, shall we try to take a proper rest for once?
Yeah, that goes without saying, I think. Real quick, can I go over and investigate where they were eating one of the big boys?
Yeah, absolutely. As you kind of head that direction, you have to climb over all of the
mound of dead bodies.
The mound of dead bodies that is just mounded up where all the thorns were that they had run over and just been the bodies are horribly shredded, and it's just disgusting as you wade through that, unless you go all the way around, which might be advisable, just because the stench alone of those dead ghouls is horrific. As you guys, whoever heads that way with Steven, or Steven's heading there alone, but you can see these big Fomorians that are down. They look super similar to the ones that you had encountered before, and they look like they were just torn apart, like they're disemboweled, and you can tell that the ghouls were eating them when you kind of arrived. Each of them in a different state of consumption, if you will. All these big, disgusting Fomorian bodies. As far as anything of note on their corpses, they look about as the same as they have in the past. I think they have some crossbows, as well as their big clubs, great clubs. But other than and those, they have the necklaces that you have seen many times before. But other than that, there isn't anything of immediate note that you just see.
And there's nothing kind of explaining the why, or at least giving us a hint at the why, right?
So there is there's pieces of tower very similar that you can see just scattered about here. It looks that the foundation that you find up in this region, where the crystalline monolith was before, that foundation is still present around it, but on the floor there's all these big rocks, and you can see the mortar and the sticks and stuff. So you can see this kind of scattered, broken tower. That once probably looked a lot like the other towers that you had seen around Crystal Monoliths. But as far as what was going on with these things, there isn't really anything. You just obviously the rules were.
It's so similar to everything else. It's not like anything. Oh, X is different.
Yeah, no. You can see that the ghouls were eating these things. It's the corpses are hard to give way to why they died because of the amount of wounds that are on this thing. But they look to have definitely been either attacked by the ghouls and taken down like prey, or they were eaten after death by the ghouls. But as far as all the wounds on their bodies goes, it's kind of hard to pinpoint what was what. Though there are some dead ghouls in the region, amongst the trees nearby. that look like they were hit by clubs. So, other than the ones that you guys killed. So there looks to be like there was some kind of skirmish that happened before your arrival. Taking a nap? What's the plan? It is midday-ish.
Yeah, I think we would try and maybe get a little bit away from
I
this
agree.
battlefield.
Sure.
Maybe like a mile or so away at least, just to just kind of get the stench away. I think,
Seems fair.
and then try and take a rest since we did not really get one.
And
On empty.
which direction do you want to head for yours?
So from what we see, it looks back to like, oh, we're back in the normal daytime daylight hours, right?
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, it's an overcast gray sky, but it's not just dark. It's not just nighttime like it has.
Yeah, compared to what it was.
Yeah.
Like we can spot the sun through the clouds, right?
Yeah, you have an idea of where the sun is. It looks like it's somewhere around noon, if you had to guess.
Right.
But it's like just very overcast. It's still cold. This is still winter, but it is like a weird, still boggy strangeness happening too at the same time.
So seems like we've made progress, but there's still.
You definitely had some kind of effect because that happened right after.
Then maybe head just east for a little bit, and that puts us a little bit closer to the keep, but not maybe on the direct line that someone might be coming to investigate.
Right. I think that's smart.
Love it. So yeah, you travel for a little ways. You're just moving through this marsh. It's as you've been doing time and time again. It's been, sometime in the last few hours or so, this probably would have happened earlier, but we'll just do it now because Arthur would have been able to respond with a new message to your
Forgot
last
about that. Completely forgot about that.
Yeah, because he sent a message, then you asked him a question with your return message, and now he can answer with a new message as a new day has passed. So you probably would have got this.
To see the skull of doom coming down from the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Never forget the School of Death. But yeah, so you asked, what side of the river are they on? How fast are they moving? How far have they come already? And can you scout and learn? Once the stone recharged, he would have responded in a really good Scottish accent that they fill the valley north of the river, moving slow but steady, 40 miles in a day. 40 miles in a day and night.
So 24-hour.
Yeah, they just don't. Inferring, they don't seem to stop moving these undead. And currently, he says, just about past the airship.
So we're at 2.5 days.
Jeez, that's pretty quick, actually.
That is really quick.
Yeah, so you know that if you guys were going throughout a day, you could cover 25 miles pretty easily. But it seems, they're shuffling, they're moving slow, but they move 24 hours. They don't stop. They're covering a lot of ground. And so that's his response. If you have a more response for him, you guys can think of that over the next hour long and respond back. Because that's just how this spell works in this world now. Just makes more sense that way.
Basically leaving voicemails for each other.
Yeah, and then he'll be able to respond back the next day.
I feel like that's just another clock on us, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like we gotta get this ember out before an undead horde hits us
Yeah.
up.
Because there's nothing we can realistically do to stop that, if it's every zombie there. So,
No, I don't have 9th level spells yet.
no.
Thank God.
Yeah. We leveled up, right?
Did we?
Hell no.
Wow. Sad. That seemed like a great check mark.
The goalposts
Yeah.
are a bit higher now
Yeah, we really gotta.
for milestones.
Okay, so they will get to the keep in 3 days.
If that's where
So-
they're going.
Yeah, that's true.
We wouldn't want to be caught in the crossfire regardless, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because we're talking about like 20,000, right, Michael?
Yeah, yes. It is a mass. You'd seen them before, but when you guys looked down upon the city, that there was just like it was full of these creatures.
Although I guess that would also mean that Mountain Heart is unguarded? Question mark.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
maybe that's
Who's to
something
say?
to ask Arthur.
Say that again, Croft.
Said maybe that's something to ask Arthur. Are there
Mm.
any left in Mountain Heart?
Is there an ember up there, do we know? Or do we just think it is a connection to the mind flayers?
I think we think it's a connection to where, like how the Mind Flayer entered the plane, that the dwarves delved too deep, as they say, and created a passage to the Underdark, and that's where it came from.
Yeah, that was the first encounter you had with the intellect devourers, was in Mountain Heart. The little brains with feet.
And because we came upon that like weird chamber thing with all like the eggs on the side of the walls.
Intellect Devourers, also in the D&D movie, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
I wish I need
They are quite large in that movie.
Yeah,
They are.
I need to see it still.
fun movie. Good, just clean, wholesome fun.
They don't attack them, which is like a joke, you know?
Yeah,
Love that.
Yeah,
it's a good joke.
it's a good joke. A joke that only players would understand, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know what else we would do about the zombies except trying to destroy the keep. So, yeah, maybe we ask Arthur, is Mountain Heart unguarded? And let us know if they change course. Those are the two questions that come to mind. Anyone else have any thoughts, suggestions? Because sadly, this isn't Blazing Saddles. We can't build a toll booth for them to go through.
Someone go around and get a shitload of dimes. I think you covered it.
Okay. Also, in 3 days, too. It's not like, 3 months, we can go recruit Dysen's, winged Legion of Doom, and, we could actually go toe-to-toe. It's like, 3 days, well, we've got to beat them to wherever they're hoping to go, I guess.
All right, so what do you want the question to be?
Is Mountain Heart now left empty? Is all Mountain Heart emptied, as though they say? And can he let us know if they change course? If they deviate from their, course towards the Lamb Neck?
Great. You got more words if there's anything else you want to know, obviously. That within 25, easy.
Steven and Arthur still aren't, fully healed from earlier challenges in their relationship, so I can't imagine they'll be super chatty.
Alright. I'm just grouping you up together. We'll pretend we're somewhere else because I assume you at least want a short rest.
Yeah.
You are all very tired. Like, if you stay up tonight, then you're going to be exhausted. You know that.
Yep.
So, are we trying for a long rest or a short rest or what? What's your plan?
This is about midday, right?
About midday.
But we didn't sleep well the night before, right?
You didn't?
Yeah, we didn't sleep at all.
So I feel like long rest the move. Like we're gonna need
I
to be
agree.
nocturnal. I think with the dogs.
Yeah.
Play with some puppies. Worth the risk. Love that.
I'm sure our spellcasting friends would appreciate the at least attempt at a long rest.
Instead of having another however many it is fucking pouring.
Is it really?
Yeah, I just constantly hearing thunder.
We got that like an hour ago in Lawrence. It was
Came out
crazy.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when I was driving home, it was like pouring hail, everything.
It's like
Yeah.
2 hours ago we got one really big, like explosive thunderous boom and then just a little rain, but now it is here.
Yeah, I've got one spell slot above level 3. So,
Yeah.
a long rest would be nice.
Let's go ahead and shoot for it, I'd say.
Shoot for the moon. Maybe we'll land amongst the stars.
I love that.
As they say. Okay.
Hopefully, Cooper is not indicative of what we're facing.
He hates rain. Many reasons. Yeah, you get your 8 hours.
We did it.
No, nothing comes trouncing your way over the course of the daytime hours. It is evening, but yeah, you guys get a full rest.
Insert the Ron Paul gif. It's happening.
And all that comes with it.
Beautiful.
I'm just watching tokens just become full of life.
Hey, Michael, just to give you a heads up, I have changed out the spell in my ring of spell storing. In case do you want to know, or do you want it to be a fun surprise for you?
No, I don't need to know. That's great.
Okay, cool.
Great.
It was 5 shield spells, and it kept not being needed.
Really?
And so I was like, well, we're gonna start using this for something else.
Cool. Into that. All right. Are your tokens not linked, or are you guys just not? Don't want to give yourself hit points. Or
I've been worrying about spell slots right now, so
just
Yeah,
making sure.
Changing spells.
Mine worked just fine.
I just saw. Yeah, it was just the 2 spell casters that were still bloodied. So I just wanted to make sure before I copy and paste your pawns elsewhere.
just I'm redoing my spells, and invisibility is going to be one of them. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I guess that's another thing. You guys could have talked about what you're wanting to go, what your plans are, and maybe that would influence your spellcasters. If your spellcasters have questions about their spells, you had time over the last 8 hours.
I think Steven's right. Like, I think stealth and siege breaking seems like a good You
Yeah,
know,
I assume we're at least going to look at the keep again.
we
Right?
got to. Yeah, we got to see
Yeah.
what's up. Maybe stumble upon a group of fun elves that have an army willing to help us. Led by an old centaur and a crazy elf.
Is that from something that I'm missing?
Maybe.
Maybe.
The Tomb
If I
of
say-
Annihilation campaign.
I was about to say,
The what?
if I say the centaur was a goat man, would that help?
Oh, got it. Okay, sorry. Listen, at the stage of my life that I'm in, there's some stuff that has to get thrown overboard. And sadly, Tomb is one of the things that I've kind of forgotten a lot about.
That's all right.
So okay, then let's use this moment to talk then. Do we think we're gonna like try and talk our way in to the keep, or are we purely just going to sneak in?
How are we going to talk our way in?
I mean, I've got spells that can help, but
Right.
If
I think that
that's
was
that-
more of a reality when we had the other elf guy,
okay, fair enough.
because I don't think Dyson doesn't have anything to do like that to help. I mean, we could sneak in, but
Yeah, so it'd literally be just Steven having to do the heavy lifting there, right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We don't exactly have a bard anymore.
Or a cleric.
Yeah. Or anybody who's super charismatic.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Lagandu's a little charismatic, right?
We're a bunch of
I-
dicks.
I don't think anything in that fortress is gonna be persuadable. Anyway.
You don't want to persuade a zombie?
Oh, you're welcome to try.
Hey, you want to eat my pancreas? Let's go.
Kidney.
Your place or mine.
Give him something you can live without. No, I don't. I think it's stealth or guns blazing. One of the two.
Well, I mean, guns blazing is going to happen probably regardless.
I mean, yeah,
It's just
yeah,
a matter
but
if
I mean-
something
there,
happens
do we?
first.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the stealth has to happen on some level, because if it's the exact same numbers that are there, that was not a winnable scenario.
Yeah,
Guns blazing, that is.
right, yeah, just like sieging
Yeah.
the fort. No. Unless we had, like, allies. But we don't.
I don't have a coward elf anymore.
Unless someone has a gate spell lying around.
That guy sucked. I forgot his name already, but he still sucked.
The part I'm most excited about is to hear from both Selig and Steven that, like, oh yeah, no, I did not prepare Greater Restoration or Teleport, or, you know, like you're like,
Teleportation circle has been prepared. I
You're like the-
almost
it's
forgot,
spells.
but then I realized, wait a second, it was teleportation circle and invisibility. Those were the two that we were missing.
So good.
Yeah, the get out of jail free cards.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, like I've got
Okay.
suggestion. I don't know if but it sounds like that sort of spell is going to be wasted with what we're trying to do, right?
I mean, that might be useful if, like, we get caught while we're sneaking and, you know, to turn away one or two people that catch us. But that's all I could see it for. Like, not necessarily tricking everybody. Stone shape.
The music was very like hopeful.
Yeah. I hated it.
It was like a
It was
victory, you know, like yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I
we
gave
did
you
it.
that. I wanted to
It's like
give you that for
Credits of a video game.
yeah. You just beat a when you beat an encounter. Very proud of you. No one died fully. No one fully died. It was a really fun encounter. We all had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Victory music. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you got a night's rest. So that feels like deserved music.
That's our new milestone. It's not
With the
new
nice
levels.
music.
It's just you got a long
you got
rest.
a long rest. Congrats. Yeah. It's good.
Here's your reward.
There's a giant monstrous skull marching towards us. Here's our reward. Night's rest. Hooray. Great. You get your night's rest. Are we good? You guys prepared?
Oh.
Spells?
Not yet.
Still picking it's
It's kind of hard.
tough. You only get so many of those things. Phalig, feeling good, feeling great.
Well, now that the night is gone, all my plans changed. So
Well, the night is back because it's about to be
Nighttime.
nighttime. It is like 9 p.m. and it's dark again.
We do still have night, just maybe not permanite.
Yeah.
Not the magical night.
Not never-ending darkness.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, could we just say we're level 13 so I can have an 18th spell?
We can say it, but that's as much as we can do.
Shit, man.
Oh man.
You would both love and hate Shadow Dark as a wizard.
All right, guys, I am dropping my self-temp hit point buff. So if I die, I hope one of you will come heal me.
Wow.
Because I really don't know what else to drop.
Gotta drop something.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta drop something.
Do you
That
want
or
to
the initial-
strategize with Selig? See like what there's some synergies or
I mean, I'll just read them out. Like, teleportation circle, wall of force, dimension door, and the arcane eye, fly, counterspell, dispel magic, fireball, lightning bolt, my time wobble, the invisibility, darkness, silent image, magic missile, gift of alacrity, mage armor. If there were any of those that felt superfluous, I'm all ears. But I'm between gift of alacrity and my self buff.
I can confidently say I have none of those.
Seems right.
Yep, sounds right. You know, druid, wizard.
Yeah, there must be some overlap there, but probably not a ton.
Pretty different spell list though.
Mm-hmm. Do we think we'll use silent image? I like the idea of trying to make a distraction, but now that I'm second guessing myself, I wonder if that's stupid.
Is it concentration?
Yes.
Mm,
All right, there we go. Good question. That's why we do this.
just because. I mean,
Yeah.
I imagine like invisibility is going to be key in sneaking in, and if you're concentrating on that,
Yep. Nope. Check. Say less. All right. Marshall's good. Steven's good.
Right. Good to go. 8 hours have passed, and the night travels begin, and we're walking towards the keep.
Correct.
have we heard any howls of late?
No,
No.
you've not heard any howls as your walk begins. About 8 p.m. when you start going.
Hey, make sure everyone reclaim your hit die if you didn't already.
Yeah, do that.
'Cause we hudded up. We were safe.
Okay. So you're about a day's walk away. Generally speaking. You'll get there by morning. Um, well, it's so weird. How is this now? Yeah, we'll call about halfway. You actually hear not a howl, but you hear some like noises ahead. It's fairly dark. Obviously, I don't know if you guys are walking with lights or just kind of walking by the light of the moon. Either is fine. But you hear like grunts, familiar grunts. Sounds a lot like undead moving about. Kind of somewhere in your basic line that you're moving. You'd probably give it like a couple 100 feet ahead if you had to guess, just by the noises. And then you hear like a few like more life-filled vocalizations. Back you. And like a few like sounds of maybe like a swinging sword, and just a few like grunts, like it's really good like voice work. We'll hire somebody really good for that part of it, but you can hear that like ahead. So basically, it's dark. Your choice is to continue moving forward when you hear these noises, or just go around them. Because it's a big bog.
Like
you could.
The elf whose name I have already forgotten.
No, different voice than Alabrax.
Oh, that's right, Halibrax.
Who is?
I remember.
Who's to say where he is?
We'll find him at some other time.
It doesn't necessarily sound like him. If you had to guess, unless he's got a different dialect.
He's dead and one of the zombies now.
That's true.
Could be.
I was gonna say he's in the belly of one of the hounds, probably.
Also could be.
Well, if someone's yelling back to an undead, at least warrants a look, I think.
There's a big old plot hook just dangled right there.
There's a little wiggly worm.
Maybe he's just trying to reel us in.
There's a little wiggly worm on there.
Maybe this guy's got an army.
Exactly, yeah. Who's to say?
Yeah, I mean, anybody around the next corner could have an army.
Yeah. We don't know unless we try.
Wow.
What do we witness there, Michael, as we go towards the
Steven can do his dark walking, whatever we call it. It has a cooler name that you gave it, but I forgot. Hang on.
like shadow sneak.
My walk through shadow to much more easily and stealthily inspect what's going on, especially since I have pretty good dark vision.
I'll put you on this cool map. Wow. Who would have thought? Thanks. The Modern Lich on Patreon. This map. This free map. Thank you. Yeah, so this is kind of what you see. I know some of you probably can't see shit, but I did make it a little lighter, so hopefully you can see a little bit. But as you guys are kind of moving, you're within, 100 feet or so of the commotion. You can see that on this kind of landmass ahead, there are quite a lot of undead ghouls. And most of these ghouls are kind of like crouching on the ground over forms that look to be humanoid shaped. And they are just munching away, very Walking Dead of them to be doing. And there is
This guy?
some movement in a tree, yes, where there seems to be a humanoid that's kind of like, every once in a while you see this sword kind of strike forward. You back. As he's like kind of batting away these two ghouls that have not yet seemed to give up on him up this tree. Beyond him, you can see there are a few what look to be like canoes. Stephen, these canoes look similarly fancy, like the ones that your arcane eye kind of saw outside the keep, kind of like parked on the island that what the keep was kind of formed on. These like fancy looking canoes, and that's kind of what you see when you get into this range. Lots of undead.
I'll kind of look at everyone and whisper, should I go get him? Because I can pretty easily.
We definitely should save him.
Okay, cool. All right, then y'all head east, or that way, this way for a while, and provide cover if I need it. But otherwise, I'm going to go grab him, and we'll meet y'all approximately 500 feet away from where he is right now. And I will point to them the direction that I'm planning. Does that make sense? Cool.
Yeah.
Then Steven, because apparently he's just becoming Nightcrawler, which is kind of fun. He's gonna do his walk through shadow and just kind of keep bouncing forward. Let me know if I hit a point where I need to like make a check or anything, Michael, but kind of I'll be moving where I'm not following the 30 distance specifically, but kind of going up this way, and then where is he? Is it this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, okay. And we'll try and time it out so that I will appear right next to him.
Just up in
And
the tree.
yep. He's up in a tree?
Yeah, he's up in a tree. You get the sense that when you probably get like to here, because it's 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet.
From there, you'll have a harder time. I mean, you could do a quick like poof, poof, and then up into the tree like that.
Then that's
totally possible.
Yeah, then I'll do that.
Love it. Awesome. Yeah, so you appear up in this fucking tree next to this guy, and he's like, no! And then he sees you, and he's like, what?
Do you want to get out of here?
Yes.
All right. And I'll take him by the arm, and I will cast Dimension Door, and will teleport him 500 feet the direction that I told everybody.
Amazing. So then Steven appears somewhere within like 30 to 40 feet around you guys, holding this elven man. Looks like this, kind of. Looks friendly, right? Very friendly.
Nope, not at all, but we'll get to that. He looks like the guy from House of the Dragon.
Kind of does, yeah. It's with like bigger ears.
Is the actor's name like Matt Smith? No, that's not right.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is like very generic. Awesome. So yeah, he appeared. Did I bring the? I did.
It is Matt Smith. Look at me. I know culture.
As he appears, like holding on to Steven, so you guys appear there, he kind of like immediately like sigh of relief over his face as he like looks at you better, Stephen. You can see that he was making, this momentary decision that may or may not save his life. And then like this confusion to maybe like a little momentary scowl, followed by like calculations. He's like not clearly not very like he's way out of sorts as he like then sees all of you around him as you guys kind of approach probably from 30-40 feet away. Well then, that was very fortuitous.
Yeah,
Al-
that was pretty lucky.
Alden,
Stephen.
greetings. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. This is going so much better than the last time we met someone who was needing our help in a bog, so this is good.
Oh,
Like you already, Alden.
Wonderful to hear. And you all are Stephen's servants?
Associates.
Yes, of course.
Compatriots.
That's, of course, compatriots. That's the common tongue is hard to grasp at times.
Totally understand. You've had quite an evening already.
Yes. Better than my compatriots.
Yeah. What? So tell us what's going on out there, Alden. What were y'all doing out here?
Well, you see that, and he kind of like looks. He's trying to find his bearings. Doesn't know exactly where he is.
I'll point to where we came from.
Oh, and then he'll, of course, point that direction as well, as if he knew. You see, we had just arrived, and he kind of looks to you again, Stephen. We had just arrived at the keep. I assume you have been there. Maybe you are heading there with your compatriots.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't is this your first time? I can't recommend going now. It seems the help has gone a bit out of control.
Tell me more.
Well, you see them, the ghouls. They've lost control of them. They're not on our side anymore. Or at least for the time.
They're not on the side of the elves anymore.
Correct, yes.
Interesting.
I don't know if they were attacking everything and everyone. It was chaos. Me and the now dead I was traveling with, we were trying to find our way back out of the woods, because it did not seem safe, heading back to Greyforge. And it seems we've got a bit lost. Quite lucky for me and for you that we've come across each other, because now you do not have to continue on towards the keep, because it is not safe for us there.
That's even bigger worm, but that just thought a little Greyforge. Like just, ooh, you want that, don't you? So you came from Greyforge. When did you arrive at the keep?
It was odd. It was night, became day. We arrived after the daylight, and it was horrible. The Fomorians were trying to beat the dead back, and the dead were just attacking everything. It was a battlefield all around the keep.
This had already started when you got there.
Yes. We heard the noises and we had to look, and that's when we got close enough to see, and we decided to turn the boats around. That there was no way we were going to get in. We would have been killed even by accident.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it. Well, this is all very, very interesting news, Alden. Why were y'all going to the keep in the first place?
Oh, well, I assume the same reason you are, to join the cause. Is that
Yes.
where are you coming from?
We are headed to the keep as well. That there is no doubt about that.
Is there by
Steven's
chance
now wishing he had prepared literally any of the role-playing spells. But you know,
Stephen,
They will be.
would we be able to maybe just have a sidebar? Just the
Yeah.
two of us?
yeah, totally.
He kind of like starts walking away a little bit to get out of earshot.
Mm-hmm.
You go with him.
Yeah, I'll go with him. That's fine.
So these monsters you travel with, why are you bringing them? Are they?
Well,
Do they work for you, or will they be helping in the mine?
I mean, a little bit of both. They definitely are keeping me safe. I mean, as you yourself just figured out, it is not the easiest journey.
Yes,
and
they look
so,
quite strapping, most of them.
yeah. So, that kind of was just priority number one. I had heard a little bit about the mine, but I didn't know that they were still needing more labor. What do you that's something that I'll definitely bring up. If it comes to that, what were they what sort of jobs are open left in the mine? I thought that was kind of all taken care of.
Honestly, I'm not quite sure. They had us. Well, maybe we could go back, leak to our things. They had us bring some mining equipment in the boats. We had I don't know, 8 to 10 pickaxes with us, and some tin buckets just to help. I'm not sure. I was informed it wouldn't be for our kind.
Sure. Oh no, of course not.
The ghouls would be mostly, but it seems
That
at the moment that the ghouls aren't working for anyone. I have not met any of the intelligent ghouls yet, and it seems none of them are over there. I tried to talk to them, but they just seemed intent on eating my compatriots.
Yeah. How did y'all learn about the keep? Were messages passed through, or what drew you?
Yes. Droll Murr, he's been around Greyforge a bit, and he's set his seeds throughout. There's a bit of a network, and of course, I know I'm getting there a bit late, but I was just delayed a bit. I assume the message got lost.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, I'm coming in late as well. There's nothing to feel bad with me, friend. Droll Murr, is that the Lord's name? Does that ring a bell?
No, but that does ring a bell because Alabrax mentioned him. He was overseeing the keep as far as Alabrax knew, and he was the very outspoken leader of the Eldrath Veluthra, which are the
the racist elves.
The Nazi elves, yeah.
Yeah, Nazi elves. Got it. That's right. Okay.
He commanded the ghouls and the Fomorians.
Yep. But apparently does not at the moment, which is kind of interesting.
Do we know where this guy was on January 6th?
Have a good day.
I've got a pretty great guess. Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah, you picked a great face for it. You really did.
really.
Good token.
Were you able to make contact with Dromore or maybe the Lord and Lady while you were there?
No, I didn't get close enough. I was hoping that maybe on our way out, we could just find somewhere to kind of hole up and wait it out. Somewhere, just. I'm sure the ghouls will be under control again soon.
How long ago did you leave?
From
From the keep.
it's only been, I don't know, less than 8 hours.
Okay. This is quite
I've
a
only been in a
puzzle.
tree for like an hour or two.
Yeah, no, this is quite a puzzle you present, Alden. That was his name, right? Alden.
Yes.
Nailed it. We obviously don't want to get killed, but
No.
and if you need to wait, totally understand. There is no shame in that, but I do need to get to the keep urgently. So I think.
Well, we could always go look upon it and see if maybe ghouls there are under control. I don't know if it's a radius situation or maybe these are just unaffected as of yet, and they have it under control back at the keep.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
I would happily travel with you. We could maybe fetch the boat so you could get your
my compatriots.
Yeah, yes. Have them fetch the boats.
Did it feel like it made much of a difference? Honestly, I'm not eager to lose these my compatriots when worst case, walking is just as good as boats, and there's still so many undead right there.
Sure. Yes, we'll get a bit. Well, I already see you're a bit dirty. I guess we could.
Oh yeah, you did. I'm sorry, Alden. I'm not as I'm not from the big city like Greyforge. I'm sure. Hopefully one day, you can take me there and you can show me some of the finer things. But the last.
Yes. Once we get rid of all of them,
Well, yeah.
And he kind of looks over, talking a little too loudly.
Yeah, that's why we're here. Say less there. No, we're on the same page. Look at my hand motion, Michael. I'm selling as best I can. Like, we're on the same page, Alden. Like, we are.
You saved his life. He's not really that,
Yeah.
He has a way of thinking.
And I'm his kind, which now is looking like even more fortuitous than we could have ever hoped. Yeah, I think honestly, it will suck, but I think we'll just have to get a little dirty because we do need to get to the keep as soon as possible, especially if it's not under control. We need to either find a way we can help Dromur or make contact with him or the Lord and Lady. So, yeah. So let me. How do I speak Dwarven? All right, so yeah, let's. I'll kind of like walk Alden back to the group. So yep, everyone, this is Alden. He is going to the keep, just like I am, and I am. It is dark, but for those who can see me, like, I am making the eyes of like, hey, catch my drift, some go with it, so to speak. And I'll go, Alden, these are my compatriots, my bodyguard, if you will. And I'll introduce Dyson, Daelig, Xerxes, Lagandu. I hired on Xerxes and Lagandu just outside of Briarwood, and Dyson and Selig were actually looking for work near the lake, and so they've been immensely helpful. And so everyone, this is Alden. You treat him the way you would treat me, and so let's go ahead and keep on going.
He does not shake any of your hands.
I don't think any of them were offering it.
Dyson does not offer.
Yeah. I don't.
You get this displeased look on Dyson's face. He doesn't say anything.
Yeah. He just
Xerxes will just look at you and go, whatever you say, boss.
Yep. All right. Dyson, if you will take point, and Xerxes and I will bring up the rear, and we will head that way. And so as we start walking, Michael, Steven is going to intentionally place himself behind Alden if he can, because he wants to cast whisper or message to everyone in turn. And basically I can try and type out the 25. Actually, there's not a word limit, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, you can just whisper forever.
Yeah, so as long as Alden is not picking up what I'm doing, I will just give the quick TLDR, like, look, this racist asshole, thinks I'm with him. Just go with it. He's gonna be one of the first to go. Don't worry. And he's, he might be able to get us into the keep. And just kind of give the quick version.
Love it. Yeah.
Before the message gets to Dyson will speak in Steven's mind.
No, well.
One wrong move this elf makes and a bolt goes in his eye.
Oh yeah, Hunt. You'll have to beat me to it. I say back telepath. Can I reply telepathically or directly?
Nope.
You try to think it really hard. Yeah. It doesn't get there. Alden will at some point look back to Steven as you guys start walking. Tight ship you run here. Perchance any healing potions? I got a few scrapes.
No, we have one left, and Alden, I'm sorry, but I think your scrapes are just gonna have to hang on. Cassine, especially what you just came out of, we might want to hold on to that for if things get really hairy. And I'll give him a reassuring pat on the back, and that's why the group is here to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Makes sense. He'll kind of follow you through back towards the keep.
Cool.
He does slow your travel down. He is not good at moving through the marsh.
Considerably slow?
Not as in it's not the full he's if you're all at 30 feet per round, he's at 20 feet per round kind of guy.
Oh.
In the marsh.
Moving in the
you're
marsh.
also slow.
Yeah, he's just he that doesn't like to be dirty.
Okay, so after a little while, I will chat him up some more. So Alden, what did you do in Greyforge?
What do you mean? I'm not sure.
Well, you said you came from Greyforge. Did you own a shop? Were you part of the royal family there? What?
No, just I was around. I enjoyed my time. I don't know what you mean. My family quite well off. They knew the right people.
Yeah, no, I just didn't know. Like my father owns a shipping company, and so that's where I came into my money. So I didn't know if your family inherited your wealth, or if you perhaps just where
I think it just
where
came down to knowing the right people and
Oh, nice.
being able to speak freely with the influences that they had.
Yeah, no, I think that's something that hopefully that's something, a skill you can teach me someday. That's something that I've always struggled with, like reading and knowing exactly what to say and when to say it. And I can
Of course,
see
yes. You have to be very aware of your surroundings at all times.
And I can see you have the finger on the pulse, if you will. Like I picked that up on you from you already.
Yes, I mean you need to know when you the difference between a good situation and a bad one.
Yeah.
When you know the right people, everything will be fine. It gives you a
totally.
wink.
Absolutely.
And then he flips on a rock and splashes into some bog water.
Yeah.
Oh God, real good scene in the movie. Just travel for some time. Takes a little longer than you guys would have expected, but you do get into the bog keep greater, if you will. Stephen would know that there is like a portion of that is a bit more messy to get through, a bit more kind of interlocking, weaving branches and canals that makes it a bit harder to like pass through, probably intentionally. And then there's kind of a vast portion that is just water, just clear. But you can also get to the move to the area that Alabrax had before if you want to be within that area, which is like a mile away. If the arcane eye is something you're wanting to do, or if you're just wanting to like kind of find a way to move closer to keep get eyes on it yourselves, you tell me. He knows ways like through this area, but he was in a boat, so it's just like there's going to be a little bit of swimming happening probably, or just like wading through just water if you're going to the thing.
Let's we should probably get eyes on it somehow, right?
Get in there, get your best look at it.
Yeah, or can use the arcane eye. I have it prepared.
Yeah, one or the other. You tell me. To like get physical eyes on it, you'll be basically going through the open water area.
And we'll use the eye then.
Cool. So you guys kind of find a place to kind of stop up before sending the eye out, Stephen. And yeah, so Stephen kind of telling you guys as it all goes down, but sending the eye out, you see over the water, like the water is mostly clear of anything as you get closer to the keep, and then as the land kind of comes in and the keep comes in the distance, it's like early morning at this point, so there's a lot more light for like Stephen to see. All outside the keep, there are ghouls feasting on corpses. Hulking Fomorian corpses are dotted all along the area where you saw these camps. The camps are a fucking wreck. The tents, there's wood everywhere. It's horrible. Like there was a massive battle that happened here, and everything is a complete disaster at this point. This is the aftermath. There's mud, just blood, and big hulking dead monsters. There's dead ghouls everywhere as well, but the only things that you see that are still moving in this area are the ghouls just in droves, just feasting on big piles of Fomorians. Every once in a while, there's a random ghoul just walking by itself, but for the most part, they're like kind of grouped on these bodies in what looked to be like fallen Fomorians that were trying to fight their way out. Looking beyond towards the keep, you can actually see, I already forgot what that thing is called, the main thing, the front room that has a very specific name that I have to pull up, but that crescent or half moon shaped building that has the ramp that leads up to the keep, you can see there are ghouls just kind of wandering inside of it. It seems that the Fomorians that were in there manning the top with the big bolt launchers have fallen back, and the doors to the keep are shut in the front. That long causeway that goes up, the ramp that goes from that, whatever that fucking building's called that I can't remember, that goes up towards the keep. There's just like ghouls on there. A lot of them are speared by these massive bolts, just like impacting. You can see that they probably shot down from above. And that causeway is like acting as it should in a siege. Though from what you're looking at here, it doesn't seem like an intentional siege. It just seems like a Walking Dead style siege. There's just all these dead things outside with little intent, but they're just still there. It doesn't look like they're trying to get in to the keep. They're just there because that's where the food is. That's kind of what you see. You can see there are Fomorians up top as you kind of like go up higher into the air. You can see there are Fomorians like manning the areas on top, the keep, and you can see that there's movement on the interior as well. There's seems to be Fomorians moving through, but you can essentially see that the keep has locked itself down from the outside, and it's essentially it looks to be some type of siege situation, even though that's probably not the intent of the ghouls. But some kind of battle happened before the ghouls seem to have driven everything inside or away.
Can I send the eye inside to see?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's going on?
Yeah, so inside you can see there are some areas, like as you just kind of like moving through the keep, we can get more granular as we need to, but like there are what appears to be like a lot of things going on. There are a lot of preparations happening. It seems like it's a lot more chaotic in there than the night before, or the days before when you went through here. There are elves and Fomorians kind of like moving about on the main level. The Fomorians, a lot of them are like in the area near the main door. And then others are, throwing rocks or spears down, shooting bolt launchers down, picking off the things that are in that fucking half moon thing that I can't remember. But it's like a bit like very militaristic in there, and there are elves kind of like telling certain people what to do. There are piles of dead ghouls. There are areas where people are burning their corpses. You can tell a lot of ghouls were probably killed in here. A lot of them are like armored ghouls that you would have thought were probably like those intelligent ghouls that people have been talking about. Everything that you see as you're kind of zooming through this place is fully living creatures. The giant that you saw outside, the fire giant, is chained up in the room with the forge. and he's just kind of like chained, hands, feet, and just kind of like sitting there looking pissed off. In the main room with the forge, just like on that main level. And yeah, it for the most part, what you see is people preparing for something. It seems like a lot of the Fomorians, from what you can tell, it seems like they're trying to take back that thing, the front building, and it just looks like a lot of preparations going on for that. Seems like tensions are super high, and the Fomorians are like being bullied around, told what to do, but they're not, like, it doesn't seem like they're enjoying their time. And the elves seem like on edge and like scared. That's kind of like the main level area. You don't see like Drolmer is not like ordering people around. You don't see him.
Sure to check that one tower that had the guy who we presumed was the Lord, that had the Ember.
Yeah. So outside that tower, there are the draconic lizards kind of posted right outside, 3 of them, and then there are also 2 elven guards standing there. You're able to slip through that main door to kind of head up into that where you basically like observed him in meditation. And that room is empty. There is a bird in there, the raven, that was in there before, but there's no one in there. Continuing up the stairs, you can get to that field door that you couldn't get through before, and that's still there, sealed. But like poking around in that tower, the only living thing that you find is that bird.
Interesting. Okay. Anyone else? Any things that we should be looking for?
If you're narrating all this,
Yep, which I am.
Selig would want to know, like, it feels like the solution to the problem is if we knock the door down somehow. Like, he would want to know about the door.
Yep, that's good. The keep door, right? The
one between the ghouls.
Yep,
and
check.
The Fomorians.
Yep. Yeah.
So if you go look at that, you can see the door is just essentially just like barred with multiple big bars. There isn't like ghouls on the other side banging down the door or anything. It's just like every once in a while one starts walking up the ramp and it gets shot from above. But yeah, that main door is just currently a big, heavy wooden door with 2 like big bars across it.
So we would need to get the ghouls to go that way and open the door. It's a 2-step process. Because they're just looking for food. That's it. So they would have to know there's food there.
Alden is very impressed also by this, by the way.
Well, good. I'm glad my good old buddy Alden is impressed with what I can do.
And he probably goes and takes a poop, and so that you guys can talk strategy at some point.
Yeah.
Does he actually go take a poop, or is he like giving us the slip?
No, you can hear him.
Okay, gotcha.
Not that far away.
If Selig had to guess, or if anybody had to guess, how many hit points a fortified door had?
Less than a crystal monolith, I would say.
I would say that, yeah. I would say if someone's form dealt double damage to objects, that a good siege weapon would be a earth elemental or something.
Yeah, don't imagine the door being the problem.
No.
I imagine
Like, heck,
luring.
depending if we waited for one more long rest, I could just use knock and open it.
While he's doing that, I'm going to richly do that and want to know the location of the 3 most powerful Fae and the location of the most powerful undead, if there is a most powerful undead.
Love that.
That's a cool spell.
Mhm.
I don't know how precise location is, but that's what he would be after.
This is super interesting. You're gonna have to give me a minute. Don't accidentally delete my page. You get no. I don't think you get a reading back on any of. Uh, and I'm ruling out elves as I'm not considering elves Fae. But I would be considering elves directly from the Fae, if that makes sense. Hence, I would consider the Lord and Lady Fae, but you get no reading.
It's like on the undead part.
Yeah, I mean the undead thing. All the undead you feel like essentially the same.
Oh, okay. Well, that answered the
I mean,
question.
like I can say like I don't know, 80 feet to your north. You know, if there was an undead there. You know, it's just like
Yeah.
there isn't
one.
there isn't an overwhelmingly powerful undead in
Got
the
it.
area that would set that off. And like me saying like the fat ghoul is the most powerful undead in the area. You know, it's just like so that one I can clearly tell you like you're confident in that part, but the other thing may seem immediately weird to say like that he's not getting a reading on the Fae that he asked about. Because you expect you to have a reading on that.
Yeah, he would relay that to Stephen and ask Stephen to talk to his friend that he's not allowed to talk to because he's a simple servant, and ask him why that might be the case.
Can I do an Arcana check if Roll20 would load? Holy cow! Every time I click, it tells me the page is unresponsive. Do I? Wow, 2 on the die. That's great. Do I think that the steel door, that chamber, would be a likely block to a spell like Salix?
It could possibly, but that you maybe is
Maybe.
the best I can give you. Yeah.
Didn't roll well enough to know.
Well, it could be some kind of anti-magic field too. Like the
Yeah,
eye
that's
couldn't get
true.
in there because there wasn't room, but it also
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah, that's true. Like in Briarwood. And there's a mine, which we don't know where that is. Well, before he comes back from pooping,
He's
well, what do we think? Do we want to try and use him to get in? Just kill him and be done with it? I like the idea of blowing the door down, but that means we have to lead the ghouls in there somehow, and I'm struggling to think of that idea.
I mean, just blowing the door down would cause chaos and cause focus at the gate. Like, they'd probably want to repair that as quickly as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just even that moment could give us a time to get into where we need to go inside the fort. Even if the ghouls don't necessarily attack.
Like through the opening in the gate we just made, or
No, we can
then
find
through
some. We can
other
find
way?
some other way in.
Okay, gotcha.
While one or two of us takes care of the gate. Like a underground earth elemental.
Yep.
Well, the underground earth elemental could just stick his hand out and put a depth charge on there from Xerxes if we had enough.
Yeah.
Bomb
Map is
solves
obvious.
everything.
Map is obviously not like representative of what's outside or what's where, but
No.
I just figured it's helpful. That thing is called the Barbican. Barbican. And then
Great
there's
name.
the ramp. There's the ramp on the second floor that goes up this direction towards the door.
Got
the
it.
keep.
Right.
And there are just ghouls down on the main floor, and there are ghouls up top in the Barbican, and then there are a lot of dead ghouls on the ramp that goes over that have been killed from above. And then there are just a ton of ghouls outside.
Any thoughts on what to do with Alden? Or has he kind of served his purpose?
Where you can see what his plans are. If he's sort of just going to sit outside and not go in. Or
That's
if he
true.
wants to come with.
Okay.
Let's take a 8:48 break,
Cool.
and then come back and decide our motives.
So let's do a brief run through it again. So we're nearing the fort now. You're scouting out with the eye. There's the main gate that's blocked. That we're thinking about blowing open to cause distraction. How was Alden wanting? What was he wanting to do here?
He was like not wanting to be here really. Like he and his people were leaving because he came when the battle was going on. And so I mean, we could maybe bully him into going with us, but there's a world where he's just like, I'm out.
Okay.
So it just depends.
So we would have to like bully him into helping us get in.
That's my read. Like, we don't know that for sure, but he does not seem like the roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty sort of type.
Dyson's for taking care of him. He thinks
Yeah.
we've got what we've gotten out of him. He may just be a liability if we let him go.
I mean, he doesn't know anything about us that could hurt us.
Yeah, I mean, Xerxes is not totally down for just straight up murder, but like he wouldn't fight you on it if it happened.
Yeah, same.
Maybe, I mean, if we are going to do the knock down the door while everybody sneaks in thing, you could play it as, oh my goodness, the door's down. They need our help. You know, how do we get in otherwise so that we can go help, sort of deal.
That's true. We're knocking the door down so we can go help.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't even have to know that
All
we're
the
the ones
nice
that are
friends.
knocking it down.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Salak just disappears for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone speak giant?
No.
Dang.
Yeah, I know. Getting that fire giant out to go
Just, Agent of Chaos murder ball would be really fun.
When you saw that he was just like chained up, right?
Yep, chained. He wasn't working. He just seemed pretty pissed off at the world. My bet is he would just kill people in his path as he tried to leave.
Let me look at something.
He might have even been glaring at one guy in particular that seemed to be like leading the Fomorians, who you'd seen before, who had a really fucking big sword with like red runes on it
maybe
and
I'll
a
talk
cool
to him.
helmet.
Let me see.
I can at least I can't necessarily understand what he says, but I can get him to understand what I say. Because I can speak in his mind and he'll just understand.
Okay, that's cool.
So that's something else that we could use to maybe build chaos when we get in there.
I guess the only piece, and maybe it's unanswerable question, what is the zombie horde coming this way for?
Are we 100% sure they're coming
I mean,
here?
Yeah, I don't know if
No.
we can say that for sure. It's possible they're just not crossing the river. They could be marching on Greyforge for all we know. They're just walking around the mountain at the moment.
That is true.
They could be marching on,
Briarwood.
what's the halfling town?
Oh, Brandy.
Brandy.
So we have
Yeah.
like 36 hours to get that ember.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wish we had some Michael's face as we try and postulate is too funny. It would just be nice to it seems like Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, when did Arthur's first message come? It was after we destroyed the second tower, correct?
Yeah.
So, it seems, and there's no way of knowing, it seems like something happened, whether we did it or just something else, that the undead, flip sides or a semblance of control was lost. And, maybe they're coming to help their other undead. I don't know. Maybe it's waste of time trying to piece that together, but because the only reason I go down this road is what we're trying to accomplish is to get the Ember here, right? That's our primary goal.
Right, yeah. That's our goal
Okay.
here, is to get the Ember. And if there's anything else in there that we need to knock out to,
Keep the Fae from coming in here.
yeah, separate the marsh from
Mhm.
the material plane. That's secondary, I guess, at this point. I mean, so we got these like ley lines, right? That were been on our map that we got from something. I can't remember where we saw them.
We found it on a map in Briarwood, right, Michael?
Yeah, it was in the email
So
info dump.
You found what?
I mean, the
The
ley lines
tri-
on the map.
The
The red diamond
triangle
line.
of
Yeah.
Right.
Because it looks
with
like almost a
the
conjunction
Mind Flayer's ship, I believe.
of powers we've dealt with so far. Because there's Greyforge, there's the Unseen from Briarwood, there's the Mind Flayers in Mountain Heart, there's the Marsh. So I'm wondering if there's been some sort of power struggle with that dynamic. As
Well, it's
we've
interesting,
as we have disrupted part of it too.
Well, and especially reading the info dump again, we found the map with the triangle connecting the three cities, intersecting at the Lamb Neck, and Briarwood was referred to as the Harvest, Mountain Heart was referred to as the Sacrifice, and Greyforge was referred to as the Army. Which the Sacrifice is an interesting term for the zombie horde coming.
Right. And the Harvest seems like something that we might have prevented in Briarwood.
Yeah.
Now, what does it mean by the army in Greyforge? Does that have to do with the whole sin aspect? And shit, what was that guy's name? The religious leader.
Need Connor here for that. I don't know.
I know. Where's Connor?
On a D&D.
Who? The Sin guy?
CIN.
Yeah.
Odalric?
We met
Is that
him.
who you're thinking of?
Odalric, yeah, Odalric. Is he raising like an army in Greyforge, maybe?
It could be that the undead are just the army, and that Mountain Heart was the sacrifice, and they're finally calling in the troops.
Yeah. Ornal Saurus was the body, or the vessel. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's the guy who monologued on the steps of Centrell.
Right. Because we really don't know what's going on in Greyforge.
No. And this was just helpful of we're getting the Ember and trying to keep the Marsh at bay or remove it. Right. So it seems safe to assume both of those things are behind that steel door that Steven's eye has not been able to get into. Right? Or some other area, because his eye has not explored the entire castle, but
right.
Though that's the obvious place to start, it seems like.
So how do we get that door down? Is that a 6th level knock? What's the story there?
That we may just have to wait to find out to when we get to it to see what can take it down.
Yeah, I mean,
we have options.
If there's no anti-magic field, knock should work. If there's an anti-magic field, I have no idea.
I mean, we have charges, right?
That's true.
Can Xerxes still whip up some satchel charges?
I mean, bombs do fix everything, but at a certain point, they're going to get nerfed like blankets.
Bombs and blankets, two of the most powerful weapons in a D&D player's arsenal.
I'm so glad that you guys understand how this rule works.
Well, we may want to use it before the next patch.
Yeah, no kidding. That's amazing. So if we... Yeah. So if we blew open the keep door, Steven could then turn us all invisible, and we could sneak in that way, or we could like fly or do other stuff to get to another part of the keep while, you know, all the inside people are worrying about the now open door.
Right.
That could be the distraction to get up to the steel door and see if that's the place we need to go to.
Yeah, and if we cross the fire giant, I think that's another thing we could.
Yeah,
Not a definite, not a. We have to do that, but
no, but just if it's convenient, it's a good idea.
It's convenient. It could certainly help us, I think, especially since I think I can make him understand me.
Michael, when I was arcane eyeing the main floor, you know, just what were the ballpark numbers? Like, were there still hundreds of elves in there? Was it down to, you know, double digits? What was it? What did it feel like?
It's like there are a lot of moving parts. I'm going to give you a look here shortly, just to give you like an idea of like what exactly you could be dealing with. But it's like more of like again, an idea, but like this should make more sense, I think, when you see it. Just doing a few last minute things. I don't know how this is going to be. I think it's all fogged. Oh God, what is this? What even is that? How do I do this? Great. Okay, if I can make this work.
Okay, so
Michael's very still.
yeah, well, while he's doing that and figuring that out, I just happened to glance at the email dump thing. I don't know if any of you pulled it up, but in the Chaos Legion paragraph, we found a note that said, "The marsh grows with each passing moon. We await the promised sacrifice. Once it arrives, the birthing pool will be ready, and our prince will be born again in its death. In its depths. Tread lightly, for no one controls he who slithers, not even your masters." Signed, the Lord and Lady Zolrel, twins of the Fetid Marsh. So that to me tells me they are coming here, and so we need to get the marsh out of here.
Yeah, has to happen right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, I know what I'm going to do.
What's that?
I'm going to get that door down and have a lot of fun and have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
There's going to be some extra fun. I think we might be able to get some of those ghouls up on our side a little bit.
My back?
You're back.
Hey, nice. Cool. Yeah, everything just went dark, and now it's all back. So
Great. Glad to have you back.
very confused when my computer was the only thing still on because of the laptop, and everything else just went off. But
Oh, yeah.
so internet rebooted, but here we are. We're back.
We're back, and we figured out what the sacrifice is while you're gone, so that's good.
Oh, great. Great to hear it. Curious to know what you think, but guess I have to listen to you.
I was reading the email more closely and saw the note about the awaiting the sacrifice in the marsh, and that.
Okay. What I was saying was that I would just give you like a little look at like the general thing that Steven saw. Again, it's not all perfect or exact. But this was like the main level to keep. And in this kind of main courtyard here is where like there's a lot going on, and there's like people, like a lot of organization seems to be happening. Like people are getting armed, or at least like tables are set up with like arms and arm. I like in my brain it's like say this is like Helm's Deep, if Helm's Deep were where the orcs were and the other people were coming, because these guys are a lot more like the orcs. But they're like armoring, and they're getting like there's a lot of people in this area, like in this region, or at least that looks like where the main, like they keep going in there, and this main dude, biggest guy, is bossing a lot of people around. And the elves like seem to be more of
Helpers, servants.
Yeah, they're like setting things up, and like then telling some of the lesser Fomorians what to do. No one's telling the giant Fomorian what to do. He seems to be kind of in the main charge. This room is the forge area, where the giant is clearly tied up, and then this is like in this area up top looks to be where that's the main tower that Steven has gone into many times through the eye, and it looks like the door is guarded fairly well. But otherwise, there's some people moving throughout the rest of the keep every once in a while, like going to get something somewhere or something. But it's like the main hubbub is near the courtyard in the front gate.
And so Steven would know that if we were to blow the door, that it would be very hard to sneak through invisible because of, they have put a ton of bodies right there. Guarded.
Yeah, I mean there are bodies that go in and out of that area. I just have them all in there currently now just to show, but that's like the main congested area is that area and the main courtyard area. Obviously, if that door were to explode, there would be a lot of things happening in that area, likely. You would suspect.
Yeah. So if possible, I think we might be better served blowing the door and trying to enter somewhere else. That's my initial read, just seeing the amount of stuff we would have to try and sneak through would be really hard.
I think that's a definite.
Okay.
Yeah. We need to find someplace else to enter, but blowing up the door is still a must. Which we have. Great, good old Salig on that.
Did Dyson already kill Homeboy? Is he already dead?
No, he's still pooping.
He's still pooping.
Still pooping,
Currently.
but
I mean,
go pay him a visit.
I know it's a long shot, but like maybe he's heard of like a servant's entrance for for Steven's, bodyguards that, because they wouldn't
Yeah.
deign, non-elves go through the front door, or he's familiar with the sewers because he's pooping all the time.
Does have a lot of bowel movements. I think he's just having a tough day after being stuck in that tree. So his body isn't agreeing with him.
When he get, I guess we should probably plan on how we're going to do it. How do we want to sneak in? Because if I remember right, when Steven was eyeing the outside, we could fly or get to the top of a tower that then connected to the main structure, right? It was only the central tower that was completely inaccessible from the outside, from what we saw.
I think every tower had a descending, except the main one. Yeah. Or you could just go over the walls and end up on top of I can give you that.
Yeah, top of this is good.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I like
that's
the
way
ogre
up.
bolt launchers.
Yeah, so those are the guys that are up there firing down every once in a while when there's something on the main area. And they're still up there. And they also are, they shit off the front of the area. They look like they are up there, for good. And I think I told you that before. They are they've been up there for a long time. It seems like the food is brought up to them. They toss it off the side. Everything. It's gross.
Okay.
Fomorians are nasty.
Yeah.
So probably one of the top two towers, since that's going to be close.
One of them was the rotted out poop tower, right?
That was this top right one, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it would be the left tower then.
This is Poop Tower. Oh, wow. That's really
Marker with a P.
P. Poop Tower. That's the rotted out Poop Tower. I don't remember exactly what the other two are, but they were not rotted out or poopy. The middle, the one with the ogres was the one that had a Dewey Blix shrine somewhere.
Yeah, chapel. Yep.
And are any of the other towers manned? Can we tell?
No, they're not. When Steven went, they're not manned. They had net of what looked like where the wyverns roosted. The two wyverns that are dead.
So you would have to cast. So we would have to fly up there probably.
Or if Salig has his wind walking thing.
Yeah, but he's gonna be doing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's Earth.
So we don't have to worry about him getting him in.
Yeah,
he should just be able to join us. He should just be able to join us on some bottom floor somewhere.
So there would be 4 of us.
4. So that's a 5th level invisibility.
That's a 6. That's it. Well, it's a 6th level fly or a 5th level invisibility.
I don't think we need to use the fly.
How do we get up top? I'm sorry, I missed that part. Then.
Will you cast invisibility on all of us? Dyson gets up top. He can drop a rope.
Oh, that's way easier.
That way we don't have to worry about juggling 2 different spells and also covering our entrance. A stealthy entrance. So you can just worry about the invisibility. And then we can use, if we need to, we can use that to escape or something, to fly.
Well,
or teleportation or...
I was going to say, if we're doing this right, it's probably a teleportation circle.
But that may involve us getting locked in a room for a minute and hoping we can... Because it takes a minute to cast, right?
1 minute.
Yeah. So that may be a very interesting minute.
Hold the door. Hold that door.
So as long as one of us has rope, which I do. How high is the castle?
Mm-hmm.
How high is
That's
the
a good-
fort?
That's a great question. Very? I know very. Great question. See if I can tell you exactly. So I have that information. I should have.
Can't be
Now-
bigger than Warbreath's castle.
It is
I mean, it's a pretty big castle.
very big.
Warbreath was king, though.
Warbreath was king.
The
Okay.
royal line has ended.
It was.
Really annoying question. But I know I have it. But
Well, Michael's looking at. Did we ever figure out what those marsh necklaces do that Selig was gathering up?
No.
Is that something
No,
we're
we
going to
didn't.
ask Alden?
They were supposed to prevent the corruption, which turns people into ghouls, is what
Mm.
Alabrex said. Because
Good.
he had one.
Good call, Preston.
yes.
Nice memory.
That's good memory. But since we destroyed the towers, we shouldn't have
Shouldn't
to worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very tall. I don't know how many layers. Yes. 1, 2,
Like
3,
100
It's-
feet tall?
It's over 60 feet. I can give you that for
we
sure.
have a
And then there's a
second
moat.
Rope.
There's a moat right next to it.
Do we have a second
Which
rope?
goes
Does
down.
anybody else have another rope?
They probably do.
Because I got
Yeah,
a rope.
my
That's
assumption
only
is
50 feet.
you probably have enough rope, but
I'm sure.
We have a
yeah.
we have a Dungeoneer's pack and a Burglar's pack in the
That's
bag
fine.
holding. So
you got plenty of rope.
Oh, okay. Then
Doesn't
we
every
we'd
pack
have
come with a rope pretty much? So
Almost.
much.
Yeah.
to most. I don't think like the
Yeah.
priests
It's-
or the
Dollar.
Those
well,
two definitely.
right, like the dungeon
Yeah,
pack,
the
the
two that-
explorers pack,
yeah, those
the
definitely
obvious
do.
like adventuring packs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ja.
Yeah.
Okay. So
We've
we
got
got two
ropes.
ropes. So we can tie them together. Scale.
Okay, so let me try and recap to make sure I've heard right. Rock'em Sock'em Will, or Rock'em Sock'em Selig,
Hmm.
is going to go Earth Elemental and literally just punch down the front door,
Hmm.
while we, the rest of us, are going to be waiting, you know, at the North Tower, basically, to, or will lay a charge, who knows. And on some sort of signal, we will, well, we have telepathic bond. We don't even need signals anymore. What am I talking about? We will climb the tower and, you know, then try and go down and get up to the central tower. Do I have it right so far?
And meet up with Selig somewhere along the way.
Yeah, the Selig, meeting up with Selig's the part I wanted to talk through. How would that happen?
Well, he knows where to go after he breaks down the door.
My worry is just him surviving it.
Well, he can just go
Well,
back
at any
to
time
Earth.
he can just go underground.
And, like, are you able to tunnel all the way under the keep like that?
Where as long as it's Earth. What
What
is
if it's
the
stone?
nomenclature like? Unworked earth and stone. Is that? I think that's the.
Is that in it?
Then what about, like, these are like genuine I don't know questions. Then, like, the keep floor, are you able to go through that? Or would we
Probably
have to,
at
like,
least.
we'd have to open that up for you?
Well, he could probably punch through it himself if he couldn't just glide through it.
Oh, that's true.
If he can break down the door.
Yeah.
So we may just have to meet him like on the bottom floor of that north tower.
Mhm.
That might be our meetup point, a rally.
Yeah. So if unworked stone is the nomenclature, then we might have some. He'll have to find his way up the ramp, because the ramp is clearly a structure that was created out of stone.
Right.
Like,
So he would have to like come up directly beneath.
because it's like, so the ramp here that's shown on this. Oh, sorry. Let me move you guys to it. So this here on the far left side in the moon-shaped thing is the second floor of this.
Oh,
thing.
that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Ramp goes over the moat on a diagonal angle upward towards this. I think I have the little thing somewhere. Here we go. Show to players. You can kind of see it in this if you enlarge it.
Yeah. Yep, I got it.
So my reading, you wouldn't be able to earthquake up it.
Yeah.
Because it's 20 feet off the ground.
Mhm.
So he might need to be invisible. There's
Invisible.
something to get him there.
Yeah.
But once he gets there, he can just pound away.
Okay, so that's a 6.
But then he does have to get out of there as well.
Yeah, because
Yeah, because he's not
going to
gonna be able to
just
tunnel.
Yeah.
So that's something. I mean, he's got other possible ways to get out of there, of course, and he does have a lot of hit points. But there are the bolt launchers above him to worry about, and they have you would know they have a clear shot at that point because the castle is built for them to have a clear shot.
Right.
That. That's why it's defendable in that way.
And those are Fomorians at the bolt launchers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
So
they're
we
not
may need
just
to-
quick. We jump in and one shot KO them. They would take a minute.
Yeah. Well, we may need to satchel the door then. Invisible somebody to go up to the door, place the satchel, then trigger it. Instead of if he can't dig to it, right?
Mm-hmm. Nate, Preston, any thoughts?
No, I mean, I think that's pretty much. Get in there, see what happens, and deal with it when it does.
You know me, I'm not as good with the strategery. I trust you guys on this one. I'll be there when it pops off.
Okay.
So Salix still might be
So-
the best option to send to go set the charge, because you could always jump off. Wait.
Well,
It
I
shouldn't,
don't know.
setting the charge shouldn't break invisibility, right? Because it's not
No,
an attack,
definitely
it's
not.
not a spell.
Yeah. So
No.
it could be anyone.
Could be anyone.
It would either be Steven because he could then dimension door, or I could give someone a bead of dimension door, and that way they could just kind of teleport roughly to the center.
Right.
Yeah, the only
Is this whole map
Ish.
visible to you guys?
say again.
Is this whole map visible to you guys?
I mean, I see the
Is there
inner
black?
castle, but I see the black around the castle.
Yeah,
Okay.
we see only what we've
Oh, no.
explored.
I see
with-
nothing now.
nothing now.
Oh,
Yeah, it was just what Steven had explored with the arcane eye.
cool. Great.
That's right.
Love that for me. No, I just wanted to reveal because it doesn't matter.
How much TNT do we have left, Xerxes?
How about now?
See everything.
Okay, great. That's better.
Honestly, that is at
DM's discretion.
I have
I think you
21
got it.
batches of black powder.
Yeah, you've got at least one charge made,
Oh yeah, because I didn't use them all.
and then you could just use all the black powder.
So
That's what Chad said.
How much black powder does it take to make one charge?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
we need at least 2 charges. 1 to break down the front door, and then 1 to get through that steel door. That
And that's assuming just
Yeah, you get the idea that like you could use the one charge to blast through the main door here, like if you wanted to set the charge, and the rest of his stuff, if you wanted or needed it, like to do a door somewhere else, you could just like set his like all his shit there and then blow it up. It's just a little less like it's not like attach, move, go. It's like you probably have to like do a line to it.
Gotcha.
It's not like a specific thing, but like he could still find a way to use his black powder to make an explosion happen.
Got it.
It's just a little less elegant of a solution.
Yeah. It's not SEAL Team 6 just sticking it to the door frame and
Yeah, unless you want him to spend time to make a charge, which is also possible. Just let that
the longest
clock
poop.
tick down one more.
Longest poop ever.
dude's got issues. What did he
Yeah.
eat?
Yeah, he probably hasn't eaten anything but rations for.
Oof. Letting out those squirrel droppings.
Yeah, it's not good over there. You can hear it every smell.
So someone invisibles up to the door, places the charge. Then whoever will then dimension door to the center and will rendezvous with the wall climbing team, who will make their way from the northwest tower to
Don't. Yeah. Just not sure.
were you about to say don't love the split the party?
No, I don't mind split the party. Not sure I love the idea of Steven being the one to set the charge.
Yeah.
Just because you're responsible for the invisibility of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And if something goes wrong during the charge, we could all be revealed.
Mm-hmm.
Send Xerxes, it's his bomb.
Then, and you could give him a bead for Dimension Door, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is Xerxes fine with that?
Yeah, he's down to clown, man.
Do we think one charge takes care of the...
What's it made of?
According to the DM, like 5 seconds ago.
So what's the main
Yeah.
thing?
Okay.
It's a solid wooden door, but it's not.
it's
not built
wood?
for-
Oh, okay, got
for
it.
explosions.
On the map, that looks like rock to me. So that's why
That's
I
just
was...
the upper part. Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
like the arch over.
that makes it
Mhm.
so much easier. Got it.
Do you think you could blow it up? Like it would take some hits from like a siege weapon or something, but explosions wasn't
Gosh.
what this was built for.
Steven just throw a fireball from distance? Dang.
Plausible. You don't know if that would be a direct of an explosion, but
Yeah, no, it was just more. This whole time I was worried about it being rock and us having enough to make a dent.
no,
Now
you think you can. You think you can get through it with
Cool.
with one of Xerxes' charges.
Okay.
That ain't something they worry about.
This forest
All right,
didn't know
so-
it hit it before explosions were invented.
No.
They were not prepared.
No.
Everything from here on out is going to be armor-plated anti-magic fields.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anti P4. The patch is incoming.
Oh man.
So Steven, assuming Alden doesn't want to go with us, which I don't know why he would, but we could be surprised.
He may not be going
Um,
anywhere.
He's also
Yeah.
alone in the woods right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys.
Dyson's just like sitting there, like, just say the word. I can go up behind him real quick and quiet.
Would Dyson go back and kill baby Hitler?
He is kind of baby Hitler.
Yeah, if he thought
Yeah.
he would help his people.
Yeah. All right, so 5th level spell for invisibility, and then giving what's that?
Could be 6th level spell. 5.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
6. Yeah, you're
Because
right.
Before
Yeah,
it was
6.
Selig, we didn't have
Yep.
to.
Yep. All right, so
Unless
6th
there's-
level spell for invisibility, and then well, let's ask the question this way: do we need to be invisible going up the North Tower? The moment we attack, we're revealed.
That's true. I guess, yeah. Well, the only things we have to worry about are those ogre bolters.
Also
They're gonna be
getting
folk-armed.
to the keep
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
through
Yeah.
all the ghouls.
Yeah.
Yep, never mind. All right, so yeah,
So
6th level spell.
that's your
Yep, 6th level spell. Invisible on all of us. Xerxes sneaks up to the door, plants the charge. We go up the tower. He blows it. We go in, meet him at the bottom, and he gets there via Dimension Door. Did I miss
And-
anything?
and where is he trying to Dimension Door? Because Dimension Door is just like feet distance, right?
Yeah.
So you just have to so he could technically do it inside the. He could do it. He could meet you inside the tower somewhere. He could meet you in the middle tower. He could. Where are you putting him?
I mean, I
Where do you want him to dimension?
If it's
I
dimensional,
can
he
measure
could.
on the map how far it is, but
He
Yeah,
could
no,
just
I
meet
mean
us right at the
Steven
top.
knows. I'm fine with
I
Steven
see what you're
knowing. I
saying.
mean, he's arcane eyed this place. Like I'm. It's not like you need to guess. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Like, where do you want him to dimension to?
what was the second level of the middle tower was that study, right?
Was the study where you first saw that drow, the labyrinth?
Yeah.
elf,
Mhm.
That was in meditation.
And then it was level
There was a bird.
level 3 is
It's right
mention
before
that
the door.
bird. Mention that bird like 4 times. I'm so scared of it.
Yeah, so there's a bird in the second room, and
Yeah.
then there's the room at the top of the tower
Yeah.
that you have not seen yet.
No.
Maybe just dimension door in the middle of that room.
Sure that would work.
That's the fun thing about dimension door.
Yeah.
I just want Darcy
Uh-huh.
to know exactly what he's
Does
doing.
does whoever uses the bead, Xerxes in this case right now, to cast Dimension Door, is that going to break invisibility on them?
I
No.
presume.
No,
Oh.
it's their own. Oh, for them, yes.
Yeah.
It'll break their
Yeah.
Not Stevens.
I thought you meant the rest of ours.
No, just the person who uses the bead. Because it is like them casting a spell, right?
I believe so.
Correct. Yeah. So they will become visible. So it should be a place where we can meet them because
Immediately.
we're gonna be visible as well.
So top
Most
of the
likely.
tower.
Oh, that works too. I was thinking the middle, like the.
Top of the
Like
northwest
the-
tower.
Okay. Yeah, I
Timing
was thinking
should
like
add-
the
just feel like
So
that
essentially,
would be
like
better.
immediate
Yeah.
party back togetherness.
Yeah.
That's probably safest than trying to do something in the middle tower.
Yeah.
So he just essentially meets Dyson at the top of the tower as you guys are finishing
Yeah.
the climb.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
I am going to cast a spell before Steven invisibles me whenever that time comes.
I mean, we're still a ways from that. Like Steven's going to want to do an arcane recovery to try and pull back a spell. 'Cause he's
So
already
you
used
guys,
two
you guys
fourth
have time.
levels.
You guys can short rest if you need to.
Well, and there's the argument of. So, what time is it right now when we arrived at?
Somewhere in the 8 to 11 o'clock hour.
AM?
AM.
So we're on our nocturnal schedule.
Yeah.
We're almost due for a full rest.
Yeah, I mean, you could. You moved through the night, yeah. So you
Yeah.
can full rest again if you wanted.
The only reason I even throw it out there is to let Steven prepare knock in case the charge doesn't work on the steel door. But if that's a waste of 8 hours, he's just throwing the idea out there.
Right. Especially when we just got that army coming and wasting another, not wasting, but spending another day resting may hinder our escape.
It also risks us getting just randomly happened upon for some reason, or
Okay.
who knows?
Yep. Nope. That's why
Eventually do
I
a
just threw it out there.
pound,
Nope.
Who knows?
Okay. Well, then we're definitely short resting.
Yeah, that's easy enough. You're essentially doing that right now.
Yeah.
What's the consensus on Alden?
I think there's value in, trying to lie to him and saying, "Hey, we're gonna go try and help them. You stay here. No risk in both of us getting hurt, or we can just, I just don't like the straight execution of him, even if he is a Nazi."
We could tell him to go get the pickaxes out of the boat. That's our plan to get in.
6 hours back the other way.
That are surrounded by ghouls that he was hiding in a tree from. Yeah.
Gonna
back
take a
to
hell of
where
a
we came
persuasion
from.
roll.
Yeah.
I mean, why isn't
I
Steven
just- I mean, the downside is he's just going to rat us out. He's going to yell, and then, we got to get rid
guess
of
what-
him one way or another.
Why would he rat us out, though? If he stays here, he's not going to see Xerxes blow it up.
I mean, his plan is he's not planning on going to the fort. He wants to leave, right?
Yeah,
That's what he
he's-
last said.
The last thing that he was doing was leaving because of the chaos that was outside. And then his companions were killed. And then he was saved by you guys, so he came all this way with you back to the fort because you said you needed to, see and you needed to get here. And so from what you can gather from him at this point, is like he's willing to try and get into the fort. Because that's what you guys seem to want to do, and you guys are literally all he has currently. And you don't get the idea that he's the most equipped elf there is at survival.
So he's going to follow us.
Yeah, unless you tell him stay here, we're gonna try to get in. Yes, he's gonna be like, well, I'll just come with you, and you can convince him to stay here probably, or you could bring him with you. At this point, he doesn't have to necessarily know that you guys are. You know, he all he knows is that you're trying to get in. Like, well,
Mhm.
that's what he
I mean-
came here to do. He came here to get in.
Yeah,
That's what
I
he
mean,
wants.
staged as like a welfare check. We're trying to figure out if the two higher ups are like okay or whatever. Blame the barricaded door on the ghouls, and
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have to. You don't even have to tell him that you're blowing the door up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he won't
You just
know
need to tell him you're
Right.
going over the back wall, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I couldn't have done that with my other group. I'll do that with you guys." Sure.
I guess we
It
need
gets
to.
us in the fort, and then what do you do when he's in the fort and trying to be like?
Well,
That's when you have to.
there's a problem with bringing him with us. We can't invisible him as we approach.
Yeah, you would have to invisible another human.
I don't
So-
think we can literally do that. I don't think Steven has a 7th level spell.
No,
Nor is,
I'd
I don't
use-
think
I'd
he's
use-
even willing to use
No,
that.
I'd use that for other shit.
Yeah. So
So you gotta find a
it's
way to
either we
let him
leave
down
him
easy,
here.
or
Dyson could just check up on him.
Yeah, it's either we leave him here and hope he doesn't do anything dumb to ruin our plan, or, like Xerxes just said, Dyson can go visit him while he's on the, good old lavatory in the middle of the marsh.
I mean, Steven would rather try and just convince him to stay here, but if I'm outvoted, I'm outvoted. Despite all this, Steven does still have a line that he's trying not to cross.
The line seems to getting blurrier.
Larry, yeah.
We haven't gotten to the straight up execution of someone that we saved yet.
Well, just look the other way.
Right.
Dyson's just gonna walk towards him. Whatever.
Why don't you
happens.
just knock him out? Well, you don't have to kill him.
I mean, one way's just more for sure.
I've seen enough of my shit.
Steven's also the only one he thinks is actually a person, so.
And there's no way he'll be able to get up there to rat us out. I think he's just likely to run off once he comes to.
That's how you get a super mega boss in the future.
Who Steven will still be bros with. It'll be totally fine. They
Bros
knocked me
Nazi,
out as
who
well.
are you, Taylor Swift?
Not to the liberal media.
What we call?
I mean, listen, Xerxes isn't going to kill him, but he's not going to be offended if Dyson does.
You hear the sound of a toilet flushing in the distance.
Let Steven try to talk to him, and if it doesn't work, then we can do something.
All right. Dyson's gonna
Yeah,
walk
'cause-
up with you as you go and talk to him.
Yeah, if it's not working, just knock him out.
We'll see how it goes.
One blow to the head, he's going to be out in like a light, and then we can just leave. He's probably going to get eaten by a ghoul or something.
We could just drag him with us and throw him to the ghouls.
You see Alden walking back, zipping up his jeans. He's wearing jeans in the marsh.
Great. Excellent.
Why did he get jeans?
They're very, very.
Wait, the zipper's been invented?
Yeah, no kidding.
Damn, they got shit going on in Greyforge.
So Alden, I've never noticed before, but I've never seen a garment like that. Is that that's something unique to Greyforge?
Oh, God. He's not wearing jeans.
Oh, you didn't want to
Dang
roleplay
it.
that, Michael?
No.
I was gonna lean in.
I was kind of looking forward to Grey Forge and I would just wear jeans.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't.
canon now.
I can't make that canon. I can't ruin Grey Forge with
Uh,
jeans.
Ooh.
I can't.
New fads have really taken
He's
off.
just
with the
naked.
burning.
He's just naked from the waist down because his jeans were so dirty he had to leave them behind.
Well, Alden, glad you're comfortable. Are you feeling okay?
Yes, much better. Sorry
Okay.
about the long deuce.
No, it's all right. Nature calls, man. Nature calls. So I've been trying to think of a game plan for my compatriots, and it's clear to me like I need to help Dralmar and those who are trapped inside. But I'm worried. I think it may be too dangerous for you.
Yes,
So
it's definitely too dangerous. We probably shouldn't head that way.
well, no, I'm going to head that way. But I think it will be best if you stay here, and that way you're out of danger. And if you see, that we're able to kind of turn the tides, if you will, get things under control, you can either join and help us, or wait till the battle's over, and then we'll be able to reunite. Or, heaven forbid, if something goes wrong, you can escape and restart the movement, if you will.
Just leave. How are you going to get through the ghouls?
There's an approach from the northwest that I'll be able to take with my compatriots, and but the wall is pretty high. It looks like it's 80, 90 feet, and we're gonna have to climb it. And so that's why I think it might be best for you to wait out here.
Well, I could climb. It's safer in there than it is out here. I don't want to be out here alone.
I don't want you to be alone out here either, but when it gets in there, it's gonna be pretty hairy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had to do my share of fighting in my time, and this is worse than anything I've ever seen before. And so, like, I'm gonna put my arm on his shoulder. Like, I could not stand if, like, I've known you for a day, but, like, Providence tells me that we came together for a reason, and it's that I could help protect you. Like, the movement needs to live on, and I don't know why who better than to live through you should we fail.
Roll persuasion check.
With advantage?
Figure it's about time to have a roll tonight.
What's that?
I said we figure it's about time to have a roll tonight. We started
Fair.
with a couple rolls. No, give it to me straight.
Part of the dice. Been role playing well, I thought too.
You see him like look at you, and he thinks it over for a second. Okay, I'll stay here. I'll keep a watch on everything.
Right. Like I said, the movement has to live on.
And then he gets really close to you. Dyson's like there in your ear. He's like, things get close. Just make sure one of them takes the sword or the bite.
And I'll I'll kind of look at Dyson, and then I'll cast message so like he can see that like I'm not even really like speaking. Like don't worry, brother. I know what I'm doing. And kind of
And he gives you this like really good like look. And if there was some weird elven symbol, he gives it to you.
Nice.
Maybe he touches the necklace that he has. And he just shows that to you.
Okay. Love it. Besties with a racist.
He seems almost invigorated by this Elven Brotherhood.
Great.
I can just see Dyson the whole time. Just staring at him like,
Dyson is going to speak in Steven's head. Nod if you want me to take him out right now.
To give you all an idea of Steven's inner dialogue, he's debating what's worse morally. Like, trying to save this guy's life, but having to pretend to be a racist scumbag, or just killing him. And he doesn't have an answer, so he just won't do any sort of facial thing to Dyson. But yeah, his therapist will have a good sesh about this at a future date.
Man, how many therapists are there in the Vale?
That's a market that needs to be capitalized on.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd be making a good amount of money if there was any. All right. So let's start. We're gonna walk through this in a few parts. It's already 10 o'clock. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I also don't want to like. There's a few things that I think we can play out through rolls, and basically, once we come to the point of failure, is probably where we'll find it.
Speak for yourself.
Because I assume the point of failure will be the point of, and now we're in it. Whatever it means, that's the thing. There's a lot of options. Because I can see things going pretty swimmingly for a while. So we'll just see how things go. But if there's things people want to cast, people want to do now, I think now's the time to do them. And if everybody's aware of the plan, ready to see what the fuck happens, we can move forward.
Let's rock.
Have some rolls. All right, so tell me what we do. What's the first move? People are.
I would like to maybe make a roll, or maybe I don't need to. Would ghouls find an owl delicious?
Yeah, you would think they see, as your encounters have happened so far, a lot of they've just been going after it. Like small game is great. I mean, humans great. Like they're just flesh hungry, and they seem to prefer living flesh to dead flesh, though they will gorge themselves on dead flesh. But when there's something dead nearby and then something living that they can eat comes into the picture, they would prefer to go after the living thing.
We had a perfectly good elf.
Still do. He's just sitting.
He's still there.
No, he's right
watching you
back
guys
there,
raiding the
guys.
march.
You know, I'm sure Steven could go convince him to come with us if he really needs to.
And if a spell were cast that summons fey spirits that take the form of beast, would those look appetizing?
Yeah,
Or
I
would
mean,
they see through that ruse?
I would assume that they would just see it as an animal.
Buffet.
I'm gonna conjure.
It looks like a beast to them.
8 giant owls.
Love that.
The giant owls that have flyby.
Yes. Great.
And those owls are going to be given the order to, when they see an explosion, start flying by and trying to look appetizing to those ghouls, ushering them toward the door.
Cool. Very cool. One of them is light blue, and his name is Doug.
Perfect.
Just one of those owls. It's just
Yeah, they're just
light blue.
try to get as many ghouls to come and eat them, and just slowly kind of
very into that.
get those ghouls wandering up toward the door after it explodes.
Love that. Big fan of that. So you guys gonna cross, and then when you get to the main landmass, invisibility.
How far a walk, or how long would it take Xerxes? Like, say he went to the base of the Northwest Tower with us. It wouldn't take him very long to get to the door, right? Like 10 minutes, maybe.
Less. I mean.
Yeah.
it's
Okay. Then I would
probably
say
like a 400-foot walk.
okay. Then just at some point, maybe right before we do invisibility, Steven will cast telepathic bond via a ritual.
Nice.
That way he can, communicate with us, and we can all just be on the same wavelength, literally and metaphorically.
Love that. That's great.
Yeah, I think.
Cool. So yeah, if you guys are going invisible to walk through the main region towards that tower, it's definitely kind of intense journey through there. Like you're walking through a battlefield of death. There are dead corpses. There are big Fomorians being eaten by ghouls. There are dead ghouls everywhere. It's just a muddy, disgusting, bloody, stinky mess as you guys are moving towards there. But I mean, it is definitely. I don't know if I have you guys on. Where do I have you? I ignore Alden because I just copied him for show. He's no longer there. I'm gonna put you guys up here at the top, where you guys can kind of like invisibly move yourselves out there. Way out here. So yeah, you guys can kind of invisibly move through these ghouls. There's a few times when it's like close encounters, but you don't even need to roll any stealth checks to move through there. You'd be able to move through easily enough. There's no close quarters essentially that you have to really worry about as you get up to that area. And Xerxes from there will be able to break off and make way to the Barbican to get up through that way, unless there's something before that.
The only other thing was simultaneously, I think Dyson should go ahead and go up and just make sure that top roof is clear. And, we can start, if it's clear, like we can start climbing now. There's no need to...
Yeah, as we're waiting for Xerxes to plant the charge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just if that area is clear, let's get the climbing out of the way, and because there's no point in sending him in and blowing it if there's something up there that would change our plan.
Yeah. So we're invisible, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Dizing will use. How high up is it again?
It's like somewhere from where you are at the bottom of the moat. It's probably 80 feet. To the
Okay.
top.
Yeah, I can do that if I dash.
Cool.
Actually, how long is Have we? How long did it take us to get here? Would it have taken us to get here from casting invisibility?
15 minutes.
15
Okay,
minutes.
so we have 45 minutes left.
All right. Then I would have wanted to cast a spell on myself before
That's fine.
cast invisibility. Long Strider.
Nice.
So I have 45 movement speed now. So I don't have to finish. Okay, yeah. Psi-powered leap, jump up 90 feet.
Awesome. So yeah, Dyson kind of leaps up there. Obviously, you don't see him do this because invisibility, but you can hear him do it thinking wise because he can tell you exactly what he sees, which is such a good ritual. And yeah, he lands at the top and he can see the bolt launchers on the far tower. You can see everything, and there's a latch, like a wooden door latch at the top. There's nothing else up here. There's some nesting, and there's some rotting corpses of ghoul that were probably eaten by the wyvern. But yeah, there's nothing else up here. You're good at the top. So you can see the Fomorian bolt launchers on the far side. They don't seem to be paying too much attention to anything. Every once in a while, one looks down and just fires a random shot into the yard, if you will, and then one of them kind of yells at the other one, telling him not to fucking do that.
Save your ammo.
Yeah, stop wasting shit. But it's they're almost just as relaxed as they have been this whole time. Being up in this tower, however long they've been up here.
I think we'll give the all clear then.
Right, so Dyson throws the rope down as the climbs begin for the group of you, and Xerxes makes his way towards the Barbican. Again, it's an easy path as far as not having to roll stealth checks to get through the main area. There's just ghouls wandering. There's a few areas where he has to go around certain groups that are just gorging. And if this were a really good movie, there would be a few instances where it looks like it's getting real close, but he doesn't have to roll any stealth checks to get there. It's a big area. But when you get to the Barbican, the main floor, which is not this level, it's the level below, there are ghouls kind of shuffling inside that area, just wandering around. Some of them have dragged in corpses that they're eating. Some of them are just kind of moving around in there. So to get through that main floor unscathed, Xerxes will have to roll stealth check with advantage because you are invisible. So
I is invisible.
You is invisible.
Now, when do I tell you that I removed the silencer from my weapon?
Anytime. This is a great moment. Let's tell you that. And everyone else. 20 is enough. Moving through that area is a little sketchier than everything else that you've had to move through just because it's more congested. And when you move upstairs, it kind of opens up again. There aren't a lot of bodies, moving ghouls up top. There are some, but a lot of them have been picked off at this point by the bolt launchers. And as you get to the bridge that leads towards the door, there are a lot of bodies on the bridge that you'll move throughout, but there's no one. They're looking for ghouls walking on the bridge. They're not looking for invisible tieflings on the bridge. But yeah, you're able to kind of walk up to the door unscathed without having to worry about anything. The rest of you have a rope to go up that wall. Athletics check. You have a rope, so the DC is 5. So if anyone has to roll that still, let me know.
Yeah.
Oh, you do. You have advantage as well.
Oh, okay.
Once the last person's
Yeah.
on the rope, Dyson's going to start pulling it up too.
Awesome. I almost wish he didn't. That's way more fun. Sailor choice.
Might have been a different plan.
And I
That
Lagandu, I
minus
assume
one is
you
scary.
have a climb speed.
That and it's like +8, so
I was about to say.
Oh,
not
yeah.
failing that.
So you're
You're Tabaxi.
Lagandu is not the worry.
yeah. There's a few times when Phalig looks a little sketchy on that thing, but he's fine. You guys are
Hey, Michael.
you're able to climb. Yeah.
Speaking of spells that meant to cast, I gave Lagandu the gift of alacrity before we turn
Okay.
invisible.
Great.
So you'll get a
All-
D8 to your initiative. Press.
Let me put that on
okay.
this. On to Spirit.
Steven also has it, but he generally just always has it.
I'll just put it on you to just remember. But
Okay.
since we're probably not going to be an initiative this week.
Fair But that's why I wanted to make sure to say it today.
Yeah, no, this is all good. Just mark whatever you need to mark. And, but yeah, you guys all climb up there. It takes a little while for you guys to get up there. And Xerxes, you are planting the charge on the door. And then what is your plan? You have what? That bead.
Yeah, so then I am dimension dooring to the rendezvous location.
What that? Right. That all happens pretty quickly. I'm gonna just roll something just to see if someone just happened to be looking that way. We might as well. No, okay, you're good. No one sees you flash for an instant to cast the spell.
I'm wondering, why did we burn the dimension door?
What do you mean?
How else would we have gotten?
We could have just walked out. Now that we
Would've
see
been
it, it was way easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Would have been slower. Would have been a lot
Yeah, I know,
slower.
but it was just
would've-
like
Yeah.
it was correct, but it was just like, oh, that was easy.
Dyson does pull up the rope all the way.
And yeah, you'll all get up to the top of this here tower. And Xerxes will appear.
Well, we know Xerxes here.
And he will
Yeah,
appear
we'll
visually. Yes.
Yeah, we will see him.
He'll probably, the walls are pretty tall, so it's not like the bolt launchers are that much of a worry.
Am I waiting to hit the button, or can I like appear and hit the button in a very cool way?
It is very cool. I was going to wonder if we should go ahead and open the trap door and like just look, but it is pretty cool. If you want to do it, I won't be upset.
Do it.
Yeah. He appears and then just like in a flurry. Cape blowing in the wind. I don't even think I have a cape. For the purposes of the
For the
movie.
purposes, the cape is.
Your hair blows in the wind because you totally have hair as a tiefling.
Yeah.
I do actually.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
mean,
said
look
horns.
at his pick. The hair is actually flowing a little bit in the
He
wind.
does have some flowing hair.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Why don't tieflings have hair?
I don't know
Xerxes
what I
does.
was thinking of.
Beep.
So you hit the explosion, and our view shifts to one of like an outlook kind of far away. And there's this big explosion in the distance, and then we just see our good friend Alden. Holy shit! And then it switches back to Xerxes' view. From your guys' view on the tower, you see the explosion like kind of on the other side of this the tower with the bolt launchers, and that there's this shuddering, this shaking throughout the whole complex, and you can kind of look over the edge and see into the courtyard, and you just see like almost immediate like panic. There's a lot like no one knows what the fuck is happening. The courtyard kind of goes a little insane, and people are like moving in that direction towards the main door. The bolt launchers are like looking over the edge. You can see some of them are just like loading their bolts and running over to the edge and looking over. And I imagine Selig kind of just walking over to the edge and like looking out like one of these far like arrow slits, and just kind of like seeing as these owls like in formation like come out of the woods and start swooping low over the battlefield. All these dead bodies, and there's a few circles they do, and you can see some ghouls start like kind of like chasing after them. And it's just a wild sight to behold as this happens. Xerxes just standing there, totally visible. The rest of you all invisible. Xerxes probably quite happy with himself, if I imagine. But yeah, it's next to pandemonium. No one knows what the fuck's going on as this charge goes off.
It's good to know that the crucial technology of TNT hasn't been developed by our enemies yet.
It's just beautiful. I mean, it's no one knows why is the door exploding? Who's attacking us? When did the ghouls learn magic? Yeah. Nobody knows what's happening. But yeah, it's chaos down there. What do you do?
Let's check that trap door.
Yeah, go down the trap door, right?
Love it. Yeah, as you approach the trap door, it pulls open, and you're able to look down. And below is a room that literally doesn't look like it's used for anything. It's an unused room, if you will. There's no storage in there. There's a ladder that goes down, and then there's another door.
Let's go in and start making our way down to the...
Town.
Did you say town?
Making our way down to...
Nice.
Okay. Doesn't really matter that I show you this stuff, I don't think. But I will, because I have a problem. Okay. Boom.
It's an empty room.
An empty room. There's one doorway. Okay. It is unlocked.
Eisen will open it.
Old school polygon reveal shit. This looks to be a sleeping chamber. The chamber is empty. There are some like mattresses built with like reeds, cloth on the ground. There's like some clothing, some robes, kind of folded in areas. This is definitely a chamber where I think 6 people stay. There's a small little like area where there might be a cook fire that's set up in here, and then there's a staircase going down and another door.
Staircase down, right?
Down, down, down.
Up that. Okay, you can't grab people.
SEAL Team 6ing this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty incredible. Yeah, there'd be no one in this here room.
Man, I'm so glad we killed all 3 of those wyverns.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there's still in theory like 2 to 3 drakes somewhere.
We know where they are.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
guarding the
they're-
main tower's steel door.
Ground floor, right?
Or ground floor. Yeah, you're right.
But
Okay.
those are just land drakes, right? They can't fly.
Correct.
As far as we know.
Okay, you go through, I believe, another room. Let me double check. Yeah, so there's another room, and then the stairs loop around and continue downward. So there's 2 more exits on that next room, or you can continue down the stairs. There's nothing else in that room.
I think we just want to continue until we get
Other
to
than
the.
there are 2.
Yeah.
There's 2 exits if you want to explore those.
I don't think so.
I think we just want to go down.
Yeah.
Well, I figured.
Do we hear anything other than the sound of commotion from the courtyard? Do we hear like any bodies relatively close as we're going down?
No, so as you're going down these stairs, like you can hear commotion, like echoing, but there are like it's all very muffled. But you can hear like yelling, you can hear commotion, but it feels muffled and distant.
Gotcha.
as
So
you're going down.
it seems likely this tower is vacant.
Yes. So you'll appear basically in this room where your tokens currently are. At the bottom.
In complete darkness.
Can you not see?
There's like a little tiny sliver of something I can see.
Oh, sorry.
I can see my name.
Oh, this one.
There we go.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Okay, we're back.
Yeah,
on.
so you'll basically appear in this room, as it currently is. There's a door, door here, door here, door there. I believe. I'll double check that. As you get to the bottom, ignore all pawns. They're not where things are, obviously. It's just the same map that we had set up before. So the room that you're currently in. Scrolling. So again, this room has stairs that go downward and stairs that go upward. So the stairs that you come down, if you loop around, there are more stairs going down. But you also know that you're on the main floor as far as what you've explored so far. There is
We do have a map of what he's explored because Dyson was drawing it.
Yeah.
And we did not go south. We did not go below this level. So we
No.
don't know what's down there.
Correct. And then there are
Maybe that was like
There
a
are-
sewer entrance.
a couple more. Yeah.
Maybe. Or the mine.
Oh, yeah, they did say something about a mine.
Mm-hmm. But I think we have to go for that steel door first, right?
Yeah, beeline to it
Okay.
to go through this eastern door.
Yep.
Okay, so going to that door. Okay, so there actually isn't a third door there. So yeah, you peek through that door and you can see down this long hallway. The hallway is the Great Hall area where you saw a bunch of robed elven figures before when Steve and Arcane died through there. It is mainly empty of people as you peek through. There's a few people that you see kind of running out far down here, like into the hall, into the main court, and you can see Dyson like looking down like this way through that kind of doorway. You can see there's a lot of commotion in that main area.
Okay,
That's
so I
like-
can kind of see some of those through the gaps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of movement down there. You can actually see a lot of like the elven figures like moving to the side as the Fomorians are like kind of all moving map-wise south towards like the south wall, like towards the door area. And there's just like it's absolute chaos. No one fucking knows what a bomb just went off. No one knows what's happening.
Someone who's invisible, Stephen will say telepathically, needs to see if the guards are still at the base of the tower.
As in volunteers.
Okay.
He's gonna move up. Is this gap open?
Yes. As you sneak around that gap, it is clear.
He gives them the all
You
clear.
don't see anyone or anything.
All right, Xerxes, move quick, since you're the visible one.
He's gonna move up here just to see if he can get a better eye into the courtyard.
And Stephen will post himself there.
Yeah, so Daiden, as you kind of go and take like a better look through that way, you can see that a lot of the creatures have moved out, and you can see that the drakes are in that room, are in the main courtyard, and they seem to be like on alert, like looking around in the main courtyard, kind of hanging in the back, but no longer before that door.
He'll rejoin with the group once Xerxes is clear.
Let's climb.
Yeah, you're able to enter that door. It's unlocked doorway, but was previously guarded. Currently not, because this place is under assault with a bomb.
And owls.
the main-
Owls
main
with
gate.
bombs.
Yeah, who's to say what's going on further along?
That's
there's
the
a lot of-
hardest part of not getting to watch the owls on the assaults.
There's a lot of screaming, a lot of things happening. Yeah, so as you guys kind of enter that room, it is that main entrance that you guys have seen before. It's kind of a step up above the griminess of the rest, and there's that spiral stair going upward to the next level.
Up.
On the next level, which I just want to we'll just theater it's a little easier dealing with all these maps. So yeah, you come up into the sitting room office area. This is the room that has like a small bench, padded chair, writing desk in it. There is a single door that is shut that goes into the like sleeping and dressing chamber, where I will again mention there was a bird in that room. That's where the raven was. That was the room where you saw the elf meditating. And then
There's
there's
not a bird
stairs.
there anymore.
There's stairs that continue.
And there's not a bird there anymore.
Well, the bird was not in the chamber that you're in. The bird was beyond the door.
Okay, so we'd have to
Open
check.
the door and go.
Got it.
But yeah, you're at the staircase that just continues up towards the metal door.
Well, we should keep going, shouldn't we? Versus tempting fate with that stupid bird.
We can always come back down and check if we need to.
I'm
let's
sure.
get
I'm
that
sure.
going
I'm
first.
sure that bird will come check on us momentarily.
Yeah, I mean, there might be another explosion here soon, so
Yeah.
let's get to that other door. That steel door. So, up.
Continuing upward, you come up the spiral staircase that comes to a very short, small landing in a large steel double door that Stephen has seen a few times before.
Push it open.
Push on it. Nothing seems to happen. So you lay your hands on it and give it a shove. Feels pretty locked.
Does it have handles at all? Does it have
Yeah.
a lock?
There are handles and there is a lock.
Xerxes, you're up.
Take a look at the lock first.
Oh yeah, can you pick it?
I have proficiency in thieves' tools,
Well, then,
so I can try. If that fails. All right.
I just imagine the commotion that's happening. Like you can hear in the distance, like screams, and just yelling and confusion.
A lot of hooting.
Yeah. So Daijin starts getting to work on the thing, trying to like wedge something in there, and one of his picks just breaks off, unable to get it open.
I think it's.
And then you hear distant noise from below as a door like opens, and you hear a call. Come down.
You cut out both times for me when you said that. Could you say it again?
Drollmur, come down. Drollmur, like screaming for Drollmur.
Interesting. Was it a woman's voice?
It just sounds like a elven voice of some kind.
And we clearly heard the door open.
Yeah, it seemed like from
Just
far
the study
below,
door.
multiple. No, from further below than that. You suspect.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Not the door we literally just passed.
No.
Okay, got it.
Xerxes, you're up.
Yeah.
I'll just remind everybody that this is also going to draw immense attention. So to be, just be ready.
Yeah, do we want to see if Drollmur does just come on?
Yeah, we could wait a minute.
I mean, if the voice was not in the study below, but sounded, maybe even below that, maybe they were yelling at him and he's in the study and he's just going to leave the tower. Do we want that, or do we want to get him as well?
If he's in this steel room, I want him to come out.
Right. But if he's in the study.
Well, there's no way to know that.
Right.
The calls come again from downstairs.
I say fucking blow it.
And then you can hear
Oh.
like some discussion. Should we go up? He said never to go up the tower.
Why don't we just bang on this door?
He must know that they're assaulting. We need to wake him if he's meditating.
Damn it. Okay, that means he's in the
You can
study.
you can just hear these people talking. And they seem very unsure what to do. They're in a similar situation, standing at the bottom of a staircase. You guys are standing at the outside of a door. What to do?
should have asked Alden what the guy looked like.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and attempt to blow this door up.
Do
Okay.
it.
All right, so Xerxes is beginning the process of getting out all his shit, setting it and rigging it to blow. Where are you guys going to go for this? It's a very small landing. No one wants to be up here when it explodes.
I think down to the second floor. Because if those guys come up and they go up to the steel door, then like we'll just, grab them as they go by and, try like slit the throat, insta kill sort of thing. We'll be invisible, so that shouldn't be the hardest thing in the world. So they don't see Xerxes. Or if they go to the study, that'll be interesting information as well.
Love it. So yeah, you guys go down to the second floor. Xerxes is setting up upstairs, and like listening down, like you can hear them like having this conversation. One of them sounds a little like braver or wanting to be a hero kind of type voice as he's like talking this through. Like, oh, he would want us to go. He needs to be made aware. The other is like, he forbid us from going this way, kind of thing. And I will roll a D100 to see who wins out in this.
I was wondering how you were going to do the devil and
Conversation.
angel conversation.
High. Low. Yeah, you hear him yell up one more time. Draw them! We must go deal with this, and then you can hear them leave. They leave the area. Too afraid to go up into the tower, as they were forbid to do. Who knows if they'll come back. Xerxes visibly comes down the tower with like, a little spool of whatever. Ignition spool. Ready to blow this thing.
Beep.
And there is an immense explosion above. Concussive force. You can feel the shockwave come down the stairs, and there's this immediate smell of ignited black powder. This went off with some force. Without being able to make a very precision strike on the door, Xerxes had to make sure that the explosion would be enough. And from the shock that you all felt below, you feel like it should have been enough. Also, while you're standing on that floor, when that happens, you hear the sound of a calling bird from the door that you're standing kind of near. The bird just starts going fucking crazy.
Feels so validated for not opening that door.
But black powder smell, fire, just fills your lungs. The smoke. As you can see, like the plumes of like dust and dark char smoke coming from the staircase above.
And the study door doesn't open, right?
No, unless you open it.
No.
Oh,
I don't want anything to do with that bird. You have me terrified.
It's just like
bird. Yeah.
on the other side.
I just didn't know if Drollmar was actually in there. And it seems like unlikely at this point.
Does not open.
All right, let's go see what's
Yeah, we
behind
gotta
this
hurry.
door.
We gotta hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Running
Wait,
up the stairs.
Can I just say, regardless of what Michael says, this plan has worked way better than I ever thought it would.
It's just so good.
We've nailed it
I'm beside myself.
so far. I'm sure
We're
it's
good.
about to go all to shit.
What
real
I'll
quick,
say
but
is I didn't expect us to be here, but I love it. This was it was all very clever. Very cool. going up the stairs, there's char, smoke, ash. There was just a large explosion. And the doors are still on their hinges, but clearly bent inward. There's this huge kind of gap between them, and like they're kind of like hanging in a way that's like they were like this, and now they're inward like that. It's almost like going through a tent flap to get in beyond, and you can just see this explosion. Did a number on this room. There's probably a few, outward bricks that have like flung and fallen. There's kind of holes in the structure now that you can kind of hear more of the screaming outside. If we were like in a movie, we would be watching this from like way down below. We can see these owls leading a bunch of ghouls, and you just see the explosion on the tower. Lots of fun things happening down below that we'll never know what happened. Who's to say? But yeah, as the smoke's kind of clearing and you guys come up there, I don't know who's leading the way. Someone invisible, I presume, or maybe it's just Xerxes. Yeah. Okay. No. Whoever's leading the way.
Probably, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Dyson seems like the right fit.
Dyson, you move, kind of crouching to move through this like dented-in door, and you are met with a maybe strange and very ghastly sight. The room that you enter is not cylindrical, nor is it made from mortared stone and rock, as you might have expected. It's more spherical of a room, and impossibly sized. It's much larger as you enter than it appeared from the outside of the tower, of course, and literally much bigger than the room that you were just in below. The walls are smooth white-gray marble. Floors are this kind of high-gloss black, flecked with these like metallic speckles and flakes. At the room's center is a 10-foot wide raging bonfire of green flame in the center of the room. For Stephen and Xerxes, it's reminiscent of Bray. There seems to be no heat coming off that flame as you enter the room, because the room is actually rather chilly. As you all enter the room and see this flame that's immediately like draws your attention, I need everyone to roll a wisdom saving throw. Immediate. This is a magical effect. Even in Lagandu, do you have advantage?
Yeah, I do.
I do not. I do not. I don't know why I was there.
Second. So, Salig, Stephen. Lagandu just saves. Salig and Stephen, as you guys enter the room, invisible. Which is interesting. You feel this immediate compulsion. Like a moth to the flame. Just start walking towards them. Just mindlessly, the first thing you see is this green fire. And you mindlessly begin walking towards them. Unbeknownst to anyone else. Flanking the central flame are two oversized chairs, thrones, if you will. Their seat backs reaching nearly as high as the top of the flame. Upon each of those thrones slumps a rotting corpse covered in hundreds, if not thousands, of small black flies just kind of buzzing and feasting around on what little is left of the rancid flesh of these two creatures. Two elven corpses dressed in fancy looking robes, crowns, all kinds of fancy things upon their bodies as they're slumped there, clearly dead. And through the fire, those of you not sucked into the spell, you can see a figure on the other side, kneeling, a labyrinth elf kneeling in some kind of meditative state. But as you walk into the room, seems to be slowly standing up on the other side. And that's where we're going to jump in next time. Wow,
Is
wow,
that-
wow.
Is that the same elf that Steven initially saw with the arcane eye?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
It is the same elf. Though Stephen, say like, not really too focused on him. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Can't wait.
I trust Dyson's just been waiting for the opportunity to mindlessly have an excuse to slap the faces of his own party members.
Who he can definitely see too.
Right. Once I can see them,
Invisibly just moving forward.
but no, you're not wrong. Well, I was already thinking that, but unfortunately they're invisible.
Especially Steven, who he kept from killing Alden. He'd be
Oh,
like
yeah.
all down. He's ready to hurt somebody.
Ready to bring a little pain.
Guys is a good dude.
Does his mindless walk break his concentration? Are the owls gone?
I don't think so, but no, maybe.
Yeah, does it break the invisibility concentration?
Something we'll have to find out, I guess.
Next time, after the patch.
After the patch.